everybody, and welcome to Warren's Mollenkopf Stadium, where it's been raining all day, but we have a great football game here on the Big Game Saturday edition on ONN. With Eric Thacker, I'm Dave Bacon, and we have a matchup of Division I powers, Warren Harding hosting the Glenville Tarblooders. And Eric, when you look at this game, much more important for Glenville, who comes in 0-1, than Warren, who comes in 1-0.
Yeah, Warren comes in with all that momentum with that big win against JFK last week. And like you mentioned, Glenville, hey, how are they going to respond after getting beat by Mentor last week?
And that was a very close game, and Coach Ted Ginn told us flat out this is basically a playoff game for us due to the schedule that waits them ahead. They need the points of beating somebody like Warren Harding.
Absolutely.
And you look at these teams, and two of the best players in the state will be going, one for Glenville, one for Warren Harding, and they are our Fort Rapids stars to watch. You look over at the Warren Harding Raiders, and they call him Boom, Dan Herron.
Oh, Dan Herron already verbally committed to the Ohio State Buckeyes. Excellent running back. He's special to watch.
Yeah, he is a big-time runner, and for the Glenville Tarblooders, number 18, Jermail Hines, a quarterback, but he really earned his reputation as the 7th best recruit in the state of Ohio as a linebacker, and Coach Ted Ginn said, we will see him on the defensive side of the ball tonight.
Yeah, we will. He wasn't listed as a starter before tonight, but yes, and he looks good in a uniform, doesn't he?
Extremely athletic, loves to hit. He will also be the quarterback on offense. Should be a good one. 0-1 Glenville against 1-0 Harding. The winner really will pick up some huge computer points. We'll kick it off after this timeout. It's ONN's Big Game Saturday coming up.
The ONN Big Game of the Week is brought to you by Grange Insurance, your partner in protection. Fort Rapids Water Park Resort, located in Columbus, Ohio. The Ohio State Highway Patrol, buckle up for a successful season. The Ohio Army National Guard, 1-800-GO-GUARD. Marathon, fueling the American spirit. Advance Auto Parts, we're ready in advance. Central Ohio Technical College and OSU Newark. And Sports Medicine Grant and Orthopedic Associates, the leader in sports medicine and orthopedic care in Central Ohio.
This is Paul Keels, voice of the Buckeyes, inviting you to visit Buckeye Ford. At Buckeye, our philosophy is simple. Stock the area's largest inventory of new and pre-owned vehicles and price these vehicles hundreds, even thousands below the competition. And for a limited time, get 0% financing for 72 months. For great selection, great prices, and the best service anywhere, try Buckeye. Buckeye Ford is conveniently located right off I-75 in Sydney. Remember, don't buy until you try Buckeye.
Put an end to the dirty and dangerous job of cleaning your gutters. Gutter Glove keeps out leaves, pine needles, shingle grit, and other small debris. Fits existing gutters and maintenance free. And Gutter Glove will never clog or your money back.
I chose Gutter Glove because it was the only system I found that I didn't feel like debris could defeat the system and actually get in.
I'm so sure Gutter Glove will work for you that if for some reason it ever clogs, I'll even refund your money.
Gutter Glove. Call today.
And Warren Harding will kick off to Glenville. James Teagarden hits it, and it is taken for the Tarblooders by Kevin Johnson, and he'll get out near the 30-yard line. Across the 30 to the 31, it'll be 1st and 10, Glenville.
Very interesting, Dave, to see how Glenville's going to respond after losing last week in a heartbreaker. Talking with Ted Ginn earlier during practice, he knows the significance of this game, week 2.
Oh, absolutely. They need this win. You know, they win this, they're in good shape as far as the playoffs go, just based on the schedule that is ahead of them. And they will go with their spread look, 4 wide receiver set. You see the quarterback is Jermail Hines. And the lone tailback will be Chaz Jones. And immediately the Tarblooders have some trouble getting in the formation they want, and they'll have to take a timeout. And we'll take a look at the starting offense. Nice, strong offensive line for Glenville. A lot of new guys. DeJuan Whitner is the brother of Dante Whitner, who, of course, was the 8th pick overall in the NFL draft, went to the Buffalo Bills. Skill position players, Jermail Hines, quarterback, very athletic, showed a big arm last week. Chaz Jones was a quarterback last year at Cleveland Heights High School. He is the tailback, though. Kyle Jefferson is their big play wide receiver. Cordell Scott, in running situations, will line up in a tight end position. But out of the spread, he is versatile enough that he can be one of those wide receivers. And now it appears that Glenville is now on the same page, and out of the shotgun, Jermail Hines will line up with Chaz Jones next to him. Glenville in white, Harding in black, and we are set to get it underway. 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. Hines has time, looking deep for Scott, and good defensive play back there for Brandon Simpson for the Harding Raiders as the ball hung up and he had enough time to knock it down.
Yeah, one-on-one coverage, did a good job. A little mismatch in height, only being 5'7", but played it well.
So it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10, and again, the spread formation. Glenville, a lot of new players, not a lot of guys returning, and that is leading to some of the, getting used to everybody, and that's some of what you saw last week in their loss to Menor. They just weren't on the same page, and Coach Ginn admitted that, and he knows it's going to be something that they need to work on week to week. Again, that spread formation, and getting the handoff will be Chaz Jones, and a nice 5-6 yard run as he crosses the 35-yard line and actually gets out to the 39. So a nice pickup for Chaz Jones.
After a very shifty runner as you take a look at the defense.
And actually it's the Warren Harding defense, and Tion Flowers and Dan Herron will be the linebackers, Rucker and Simpson the cornerbacks, and Owens and Sidney Glover are the safeties. Glover, very talented safety. Parker, Anvenzino, Vassell, and George across the front of the defensive line for Warren Harding. Handoff goes to Jones again. He might have got it with second effort, but boy, coming up to deliver the hit from his safety position, Sidney Glover.
Yeah, Sidney Glover, the 203-pound senior, really stuck him. Very nice, solid tackle there at the line of scrimmage. If we take another look, this is your basic follow the fullback. Fullback gets his man, but then the safety there, Sidney Glover comes in and tattoos him.
And he did it short of the 1st down. It'll be 4th and 1 and lining up in punt formation. There you see Parker, Avanzino, and Vassell, and George, Flowers, Harsh, and Herron are the linebackers. Simpson, Owens, Glover, and Rucker the defensive backs. And it was actually Vassell that blew up that running play that puts us at a 4th and 1. Jermail Hines will line up in punt formation for Glenville. And he gets away kind of a floating kick on the short side. It'll take a Glenville bounce, and wisely getting out of the way was Chris Rucker, the return man. Just let it bounce, and that's the play on that.
Absolutely. When that ball is scooting on the turf, especially on turf like this, you don't know how it's going to bounce, how it's going to skew.
Flag on the play, though. We have a penalty back by where the ball was kicked. So let's sort that out, and they're going to talk to the Warren special teams captain. So I'm guessing it's going to be on Glenville.
Well, Dave, while they're doing that, let's talk about the turf for a second. This is a synthetic turf, very soft. It has that rubber mix in it, so it doesn't hold water well.
And it is a holding penalty on Glenville, so they'll force them to re-kick it, back them up 10 yards, force them to kick it again. Absolutely. Doesn't hold water well, but you know what? They had real grass here a couple years ago, and it's a lot better as far as mud and footing than that goes. But the reason it doesn't hold water real well, you still have all those rubber pellets that are in it that haven't settled down yet. As the years go around and along, the turf will hold the water better. But you're right now it is somewhat slick. So they'll back up Glenville 10 yards, and Jermail Hines now will receive the snap back at about the 16-yard line. And Chris Rucker is awaiting the ball at his 38-yard line. Just underway, you see the 5th-ranked team in Division I playing the 10th-ranked team in Division I. Low kick. Someone might have got a piece of it again. A nice roll for the Tarblooders. Kyle Jefferson will down it at the 31-yard line. Glenville very fortunate.
Very, very fortunate that didn't blow up there, but the result about the same.
Yeah, and you know what? Not a bad job by the special teams, because 31-yard line is where Warren Harding will put the ball in play for Coach Tom McDaniels on the initial possession for the Raiders.
No doubt Warren Harding is going to come out and they're going to establish that running game right off the bat. They're going to probably want to take it to Glenville. Again, coming off that loss, you want to test them right off the bat.
And Harding will alternate quarterbacks based on series. Avery Qualls is the first of the quarterbacks to get a crack at it. The deep back is Dan Herron, our star to watch. Fumble. Ball's loose, and I think Qualls fell on it.
Yeah, they are saying that it is a 2nd down, so able to maintain possession. That could have been disastrous.
It was actually George McGridis who falls on it. One of the guards heads up right. You see the ball, and I believe it was the right guard who heads up fell on that, but now it'll be 2nd and 11. Coach McDaniel was pretty upfront about it. He said neither one of these guys has really taken control of the quarterback position. He said some of them, they both do things that he loves, and then there's some things that drives him crazy. So whoever plays well will get the majority of it. If somebody starts taking over, he has no problem naming a starter. Just hasn't seen that so far in the 2006 season. Heron, again, is the lone back. Problems again, fumble.
Wow.
And I believe it's recovered by the Tarblooders. I think it was Jermel Martin who grabbed it. Number 41 from his defensive end position comes up with the loose ball. 2 snaps, 2 troubles on the exchange.
Yeah, two troubles on the exchange. And, you know, these are things in week number 2. You need to have those things worked out. But remember, it's cool tonight, high of 50 degrees, and the ball is very, very slick because it's been raining all day.
And a great effort by Jermel Martin to kind of crawl on his hands and knees and come up with that. And the Tarblooders now have great field position at the 26-yard line of Warren Harding. Shotgun formation, Chas Jones again is the lone back. Next to Jermel Hines. And they give it to Jones. He has a hole. And then it gets shut down. Nice job of filling in defensively by Tion Flowers. Linebacker came in and run support. Also Sidney Glover up from his safety position.
Well, for a minute, I thought he was going to have a big hole. Look at DeJuan Whitner's block right there on the left. Got his guy out of the way. Talking about Whitner and his brother. 2 totally different frames.
Oh, yeah. Dante played cornerback, played some running back when he was here at Glenville in the year they made a nice playoff run. And his brother's a defensive lineman. And we have whistles and a...
You got a motion penalty here. The backs were leaving a little early as they were looking to swing it out here to the near side.
And this was a problem for Glenville, and something that Coach Ginn and his staff tried to address. They had over 120 yards of penalties in that loss. And you can see the rain in the background, which undoubtedly had an effect on the snap, and it's tough going. You got to get used to it.
And I said it's cool weather. It's not cold, but you're not used to this 50-degree rain already. You're still used to 85 and 70% humidity, you know.
But you know, it's the same for both teams.
Yeah, that's right.
Shotgun formation. Jermel Martin, the fullback, lines up next to Hines in the shotgun this time, and they give it to him, and we get whistles and more penalties.
You have another motion penalty. This is coming on the left side of the line. The guard and the tackles, both on that side moving. That's Marcus Hall and Larry Harris's area. Yep.
And again, this is really what hurt Glenville against Menor, especially that a couple penalties on the last drive at the end of the game. They kicked the field goal with under a minute to go to win. It did Menor.
Right.
And the penalties really hurt them. And you see folks bundled up for the weather and ready for the rain. Now 2nd down and 16 as the ball spotted back at the 32-yard line. Martin again lined up as the back next to Hines. Has time. Now Jermel Hines going to run. 30, 25, cuts it, 20, inside the 20, lowers his shoulder, and a nice run by Jermel Hines as he gets inside the 15-yard line. He is a threat when he gets out in the open field because he's so big and so strong.
Yeah, good vision, and he is strong. He has that beautiful physique, as we talked about. Looks very good in a uniform. But check out 65, DeJuan Whitner again. Let's see. Boom. Got a hat on somebody else, and he actually sprung that first down run. You know, Dave, this is a finesse offense. And a lot of times early in the season, a finesse offense can have line of scrimmage penalties because this is not a power team. This is a finesse speed team. And a lot of times you get some motion, want to get moving a little early, and it'll all work out.
And you have so many guys that haven't played together before. They had a number of folks that came into the school this year. And especially on the offensive line, you got to get used to the guy you're playing with. Penalty again.
Motion again.
Yeah, as I say that, again.
Well, see, you had your wideout coming in toward the formation, and that, again, left a little early and can't do that. And historically, Ted Ginn, everybody knows how great of a coach Ted Ginn is and all that he's done with this team. But historically, sometimes his teams kind of sputter early in the year in their first couple of series. But then they all work it out.
Already 3 penalties on this drive, and really Glenville can't afford that because they've scheduled Menor, Harding, and then Strongsville, 3 of the best teams in the area.
Doesn't get any easier.
And then Then you go into a lull for them. They play their Senate opponents, teams that they haven't lost a Senate game in 8-9 years.
Wow,
But they're not going to get many computer points. That's why the importance of this game. Martin is the deep back, and Jamel Martin will get the handoff. Breaks through, and he is popped by Sidney Glover.
Oh, Sidney Glover's great. Oh, you talk about a safety that wants to come up and smack you. Oh, he loves to hit. You can tell. We heard that inside the press box. Wow.
Yeah, he is a guy that Coach Ginn said, that's my guy. He knows him well, and that'll kind of get you acquainted with the opposition in a hurry. So it's now 2nd down and 12 after the pickup of 3 on that and the big hit by Sidney Glover. Martin again is the deep back. The up back this time is Shannon Friesen. Martin gets it, and he is going to be brought down at the 15-yard line. Glover again in run support.
Now that's unofficially. We have him at 4 tackles already, and we're just in the first quarter. But going back to number 41, Coach said that Martin was going to be featured as the back, and he said that he's a special one, and he could end up being, the feature back for the year.
Yeah, that job is open, as they say. Friesen is again the up back. The deep back is Martin. Hines up under center. Wants to throw. Quick slant over the middle. Nice catch as it's brought in by Cordell Scott, and a touchdown on the Hines to Scott play for 16 yards, and it's 6-0 Glenville. Cordell Scott with the touchdown reception.
No surprise. You go to the 6'4" wideout, and you have a height advantage. He has excellent hands, ran an excellent route. That ball was put right for his arms with that 6'4" frame to get it. No chance that the defender could have gotten his hands on that ball.
And Kyle Jefferson, a real versatile player, wide out defensive back, will also be the kicker here. He'll try the point after. Snap is a little high. The hold is good. The kick is good as well. 7-0. Glenville leads Harding. 6:51 to go in the first quarter. It's O&N's big game here on Saturday night. We'll be back after this timeout.
This season on O&N.
What a retaliation!
Prepare yourself as Major League Soccer kicks off with the one and only Columbus Crew. Watch the crew battle it out from the first kick to the last goal. Catch all the action as O&M brings you the Columbus Crew live all season long. One nation on the side. O&M, the crew plays here.
I own this marathon station, and I'm proud to be part of this community.
That's why at my marathon station, we treat you the way we would want to be treated.
It's like neighbor helping neighbor around here, and I love that.
We know what our customers want. We see these people every day.
It may sound simple, but we work hard to serve you better.
That's the American spirit, and I believe you'll find that at Marathon.
Marathon, fueling the American spirit.
Empty nesters are downsizing these days. To some, that means a smaller house. To others, it's moving to a less populated area. They're simplifying.
It has a CD player, an adjustable suspension. You just dial in your weight.
I'm not dialing in anything.
Well, in most cases. At Grange, we're a financially stable, growing company. But we sell our auto and life policies through local independent agents. So as your needs change and the backyard has become the back 40, Grange is there to back you.
Welcome back to Warren Harding. The touchdown pass from Hines to Scott has a 7-0 lead, and the Glenville Tarbletter cheerleaders are enjoying it in spite of the wet weather here at Mollenkopf Stadium. Kicking it away will be Kyle Jefferson. Back deep, Chris Rucker, Dan Herron, and Sidney Glover. That's Herron. Spins across the 30-yard line, and he'll be brought down at the 34-yard line. And Herron's a guy that want to get the ball in his hands and let him do some good things.
Yeah, he needs to touch the ball at least probably 20-plus times in this ball game.
Of course,
whether you're running him, whatever running play you have drawn up for him, but also look for him to receive some passes out of the backfield.
Of course, Harding trouble with the snap a couple of times there, and they fumbled, and Glenville able to capitalize. And we had mentioned it's the second of the quarterbacks, Luke George, up under center. Heron again is the deep back. Heron will get the handoff and fill in the hole, and bringing him down is Bruce Davis, the middle linebacker. A nice job in run support. That's what you want your middle linebacker to do. Come down, break down, make the tackle.
Yeah, the senior at 6'1", 210. We heard this one as well. Two excellent defenses here in the first quarter.
And both of these teams traditionally like to hit, just like the guys we had last night. And just a treat to watch. Nice tackle by Bruce Davis. It'll bring up 2nd down and 12 after the loss of 2 on the running play. Just underway and a whistle and an official's timeout. And the Tarblooders defense, which played very well. LeBron Daniel, Eric Thomas, a transfer from Bedford. Hassan Crutcher is just a load up front, and Jermel Martin recovered that fumble early in the game. Burchard Hines, Bruce Davis, Eddie Mason, very talented. You also will see Jermel Hines in there at linebacker. Donnie Fletcher, Otis Merrill, Kenneth Watley, and Eric Hazla are the backs. Hazla, the free safety, very active as a center fielder. I think we had an equipment issue. Dan Heron needs a new mouthpiece, and we're set to go. They call him Boom because he likes to hit and be hit.
Nothing better than a running back that likes to finish his runs. Don't look to lay down. Don't look for the easy out of bounds. He wants to finish, lower his head and shoulder.
And this time they will put him in a slot type of position as Lazarus McCray is the lone back behind Luke George. George wants to throw. Incomplete, looking for Marlon Parker thrown behind him.
Well, Parker ran a good route, and he actually had that, what you call a little skinny post in the middle of the field, but it was thrown behind him.
So it'll bring up a 3rd down and 12 now as Raiders offense not really able to get on track here in the first 6 minutes of the game.
Yeah, a couple of fumbled snaps. Again, I think they've worked those issues out. And
it's a different quarterback, though.
Yeah, absolutely, and that you make an excellent point, and you're using the same center.
Right.
You have different cadence, you have different techniques that those guys over you like to work.
And the rain coming down, and again, Heron is put in the slot. McCray, the lone back, thrown the other way, intercepted. Picked off by Cordell Scott. Scott breaks a tackle. He's to the 20. He's to the 10. Cordell Scott takes it in on the interception. He's caught one. Now he's returned one after the interception.
And you want to talk about speed. Glenville's one of the fastest teams in the state. I don't care if they have a bunch of new people or not. This is speed at its best. And once he hauled that in, as you take a look and ride the arm of the quarterback, able to stay with it after it hit his hands. He bobbled it, he looked it back in, and then he was gone.
That's good coaching because he jumped that route. He knew what it was, he knew where to be, and he knew what he wanted to do. That's very good scouting and very good coaching by the Glenville staff.
And I'll go ahead and say this now, Dave. I mean, we're still in the first quarter, 5 minutes and 42 seconds, but Warren Harding's got to be careful.
Yeah.
Because this thing could get out of control real quick.
And Glenville, they have a sense of desperation with this game, and great start for them based on where they are as far as they need this game. Kyle Jefferson on to try to add the point after. Snap is good, set is good, kick is good, 14-0. Glenville leads Warren Harding, 5:42 to go in the first. We'll be back after this timeout. It's Big Game Saturday here on ONN.
Are you searching for the best way to get cash now? J.G. Wentworth can get you the cash you need today for your structured settlement or annuity payments. Search no more. J.G. Wentworth has experts standing by to help you get cash now for your structured settlement. It's your money. Use it when you need it. Call J.G. Wentworth today.
Call 1-866-393-4990.
Interested in a career in alternative medicine? The American Institute of Alternative Medicine is an institution providing instruction for programs in acupuncture, Chinese, and Western massage therapy. Financial aid is available for those who qualify. To tour our school, contact admissions today at 614-825-6278. The American Institute of Alternative Medicine, teaching alternative ways to heal the world since 1994.
Welcome back to Mollenkopf Stadium. Cordell Scott has scored 2 touchdowns, and it's 14-0 Glenville. One of them a reception, one of them an interception return for a touchdown. Jefferson kicks it off, and dropping back and grabbing it is Chris Rucker. Breaks it, he's to the 40, and Jefferson will bring him down, but not till he gets to the 46-yard line of Glenville. Great return by Chris.
I own this marathon station, and I'm proud to be part of this community.
That's why breathe some life back into Warren Harding, giving them excellent field position to scrimmage. Now they need to put that scoreboard behind them and establish that running game.
Well, and the other thing is just get into some sort of rhythm or flow.
Right,
they really haven't been able to do anything in the first couple of series. Avery Qualls will come in as the quarterback. Fullback is Lazarus McCray, and the deep back will be Dan Herron. Rucker and Owens are to the bottom of the screen. Line up and a flag.
Do we have a flag or just a stoppage of play? Yeah, it is a flag there on the far side 40. And they lined up in the neutral zone.
Offense did, so that'll cost the Raiders 5. And that's tough for Coach McDaniels because you've kind of got something going, and now it's 1st and 15.
Well, I wanted to make that point, Dave, because you have excellent field position. You need to do something. This is a very, very important series right here.
Aaron again, the deep back. McCray lines up in front of him. Qualls is the quarterback. Movement up front. They might have just got that 5 back. We'll see.
Yeah, and Glenville's pointing to the guard, but I think it was the cadence that actually got them in the neutral zone. Let's see. I think this would be on the offense. The defense, and yep, that is the call.
So we're kind of dancing 5 yards at a time, 5 back, 5 up, and it'll still be 1st and 10.
Well, that's a heads-up play when you're mixing up signal callers. Hey, mix up the cadence as well. Glenville is a very, very quick team. They like to pursue. They like to jump real quick. So you give them a hard count and get them in there.
Yeah, your offensive line will appreciate that as well. Herron again, the deep back. He'll get the pitch. And Kyle Jefferson comes from behind and throws him down after a short gain.
Well, and also Daniel LeBron. This guy, wow. He didn't make the play. LeBron Daniel. He did not make the play. But LeBron Daniel, you see the speed. He's the one that made that play go to the far sideline. He turned him wide.
Play being signaled in by the Harding bench, as they will be looking at a 2nd down and 8 after the pickup of 2. Rucker split to the top of the screen. Herron lines up in the slot. And actually, it's Herron that gets the ball, and he'll be brought down from behind.
This is just your basic pull play, the right guard on the right side for the Raiders. And let me get him. That is Chris Anziavino pulling. And he is the lead blocker on that play. But again, I am just so impressed with the athleticism of Glenville. They are just so quick and pursuit of the ball on defense, just so well.
Pickup of 2 more, so it's now 3rd and 6.
And again, Dave, you talk about that 3rd and 6. They have to have better production on 1st down and 2nd down. You can't. You're not going to be able to get out of here with a win if you're getting 2 yards on both carries. If you continue that trend.
And they're attending to Chris Rucker.
Probably looking at that chin strap.
Yep.
Let's see, with the new helmet designs that they have now, that the actual helmet comes down the jaw a little more, and sometimes it wreaks havoc with the chin strap on the snap there.
And there you see Avery Qualls will bring him to the line for 16 and counting to go in the first quarter. Rucker in motion at the top of the screen. Qualls has time over the middle, caught by Rucker, breaks the tackle, 1st down at the 25-yard line.
Very good, crisp pass in traffic. They blitzed. The offensive line picked up the blitz well, gave him enough time, and it just threw a strike. What a pass and catch.
Just threaded the needle.
Yeah, tight spiral, no wobbly stuff there. and right in the middle of traffic. You got to throw a tight football, especially in the middle of the field.
Ball be spotted at the 25-yard line of Glenville, 1st and 10. McCray is the up back. The deep back is Heron. Owens and Rucker to the top of the screen. Rucker now in motion. It'll be Heron. And Eddie Mason gets down there along with Bruce Davis, and they shut that down right about at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, but I want to tell you, Lazarus McCray leading the way from his fullback position. He did what he needed to do. He put his Glenville opponent right on his fanny, but yet, again, Glenville swarms to the football. There's going to be 1, 2, 3 guys there almost all the time.
Loss of a yard on the play, so it'll be 2nd down and 11. And this time McCray is the lone back. Qualls, complete. Nice job as they find the backup tight end or the second tight end. Ball comes loose.
Are they going to call it a complete and a fumble or an incompleted pass?
And Corvell Scott on the hit. Brandon Engster had the reception.
And taking a look again, and yeah, he just didn't really have it. It was laying on his shoulder pad.
And they say it's incomplete.
And, right, and that's an excellent call.
So it'll be 3rd down and 11 now.
But I like what they did. They spread the defense out, or tried to spread the defense out, but the front 7 stayed in there.
And you see the rain coming down still. Heron is the deep back. Movement. That's the way to get into the secondary quickly.
Yeah, both teams actually having some scrimmage issues, lining up and not on the same snap count. And again, when you're using 2 quarterbacks, a lot of times your teammates are in sync with maybe one or favor one more than the other, and sometimes that confusion will happen. As we mentioned, that the rain coming down, and that could have played a part in that incomplete pass. But going back to what I was saying, they tried to spread the defense out of Glenville, but Glenville left man-on-man coverage with those wideouts. That front 7 stayed at home. So, you know, we're going to see if they keep on, and they're going to go back with 3 wide now.
Brings up a 3rd down and 16 after the 5-yard penalty. Heron is again split out in the slot. McCray is the lone back. Qualls wants to throw up down the corner, and caught by Chris Rucker on the tip, and it's a touchdown. Great individual effort by Chris Rucker. Just tipped it away from Kyle Jefferson, and it's now 14-6.
Well, Rucker said, hey, it's my turn to do something special. You had your chance, now let me show you what I could do. Again, they spread it out. One-on-one coverage on all the wideouts that went out.
Nice job of blocking there by McCray, too. And just watch. Tips it, turns it. It's so hard to maintain where the ball is with a helmet on your head after you tip it up like that.
Yeah, Kyle Jefferson had excellent coverage position as well. You couldn't have defended that any better, and they still caught it.
James Teagarden on to try the point after that would make it a 14-7 game. Snap is good, set is good. Kick, good as well. Glenville 14, Harding 7, 2:29 to go in the first. It's the big game Saturday here on ONN, Ohio's channel for high school sports.
Put an end to the dirty and dangerous job of cleaning your gutters. Gutter Glove keeps out leaves, pine needles, shingle grit, and other small debris. Fits existing gutters and maintenance free. And Gutter Glove will never clog or your money back.
I chose Gutter Glove because it was the only system I found that I didn't feel like debris could defeat the system and actually get in.
I'm so sure Gutter Glove will work for you that if for some reason it ever clogs, I'll even refund your money.
Gutter Glove. Call today.
I own this marathon station, and I'm proud to be part of this community.
That's why at my marathon station, we treat you the way we would want to be treated.
It's like neighbor helping neighbor around here, and I love that.
We know what our customers want. We see these people every day.
It may sound simple, but we work hard to serve you better.
That's the American spirit. And I believe you'll find that at Marathon.
Marathon, fueling the American spirit.
Birthdays are huge in the eyes of a child. For them, it's all about presents and candles and cake.
Hey! Birthday rules. I get the big piece.
As your birthdays go by, it's more about planning and portfolios. So ask your Grange independent agent what Grange can bring to the party. Our life insurance policies are designed to protect your assets, backed by Grange's solid financial strength. Nothing beats the feeling of seeing your kid smile at her birthday party, except the feeling of knowing that her future is secure.
And grabbing it for the Tar Blooders, heading upfield. And a nice return.
Absolutely, staying at home, not buying any of the head fakes or the juke moves. Stay with your defensive lanes or offensive lanes, because you're actually on offense when you kick off. But in terms of your coverage, just staying at home.
So the ball will be spotted at the 27-yard line. 1st and 10 for Glenville.
Now Glenville's shown that they will throw a fly pattern in a heartbeat, so you always have to be worried about that when they spread this field out, which is their normal offensive scrimmage. This is their traditional offense that you're seeing here with the quarterback in the gun.
And they do like to run out of the spread, and it's Hale running with it, and he will be brought down right about the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, good defense by Sidney Glover. Again, unofficially his 5th stop here in this first half. Follows the ball real well, and a good physical tackler. You should take a look at Coach Ginn and what a job he's done here at Glenville. And you know, he's a coach that really, really inspires the youth from the age of 10 on up. He has hundreds and hundreds of kids that believe in him and believe in his program.
Again, out of the spread formation, Hines in the shotgun. And this time he'll give it to Chaz Jones, breaks a tackle, still spins, and he gets forward to the 35-yard line. Nice run by Jones.
Yeah, nice run by Jones. This was the back that we thought was going to start the game tonight. They actually tried to tackle the ball, and as you watch the replay, you see that he has, thought he may have put that other hand over that ball. Sometimes in traffic, they're trying to strip you, especially in wet conditions like this.
And he ran the ball in the first couple series. Coach Ginn was pretty up front. They're going to run about 4 or 5 different tailbacks and until somebody takes over the job and really outshines one of the other ones. Play fake, and it's Hines keeping it, and he'll pick up the first down at about the 38, 39-yard line. And he is dangerous when he gets past that first wave of defenders because he's so big and strong.
Absolutely, but credit to Avery Qualls, the junior, who got off of his block and was able to wrap him up, because you're right, Dave. Once he breaks that first containment or that first defender, look out, then it's a track meet.
And that's one of the things that Glenville was unable to do last week. They really didn't get him in open space against Menor. Menor did a nice job in containing him, and that's how they kept him to, 13 points. Handoff goes to Jones, breaks the tackle, and again gets popped. Big hit coming up in run support.
Brandon Simpson. I tell you, Brandon Simpson, he came in. I am just impressed with the defensive speed of both teams and the way they come at you. They come at you with rude intentions.
And you know what? That's why both coaches like their players, because that's the way they are coached.
They don't play with any intimidation, that's for sure.
3 wide receiver set with both Hale and Jones lining up on the opposite sides of Hines. Hines keeps it, lowers his shoulder, and he'll pick up a couple. He's going to be about a yard short of the first down, though. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Yeah, you mentioned out of the spread that you can run out of it, and why you can run out of the spread so well is because that defense has to spread out and respect all of that offense that's wide in the field. So that puts pressure on the linebackers.
End of the first quarter, 14-7. Glenville leads Harding. It's the big game Saturday here on O&N.
As a professional race car driver, I know a few things about driving fast. In a construction work zone, I drive like I'm under the yellow flag. Yellow flags on a racetrack mean slow down and pay attention, because you just don't know what is up ahead, just like in a work zone. Traffic lanes shift, construction equipment moves on and off, highway laborers on the other side of the barrels are in constant danger. Remember, drivers and passengers are 4 times more likely to be injured or killed in work zone accidents. So be safe this summer, Ohio. Respect the barrel.
an end to the dirty and dangerous job of cleaning your gutters. Gutter Glove keeps out leaves, pine needles, shingle grit, and other small debris. Fits existing gutters and maintenance free. And Gutter Glove will never clog or your money back.
I chose Gutter Glove because it was the only system I found that I didn't feel like debris could defeat the system and actually get in.
I'm so sure Gutter Glove will work for you that if for some reason it ever clogs, I'll even refund your money.
Gutter Glove. Call today.
Honesty, dependability, service. The reasons why people trust Hines Jewelers. Hines Jewelers, for beautiful and affordable diamond and gold jewelry. Hines Jewelers, for full-service watch repair from 2 expert watchmakers. Hines Jewelers, whether you're looking for a new battery or a sparkling diamond ring. Visit Hines Jewelers on Taylor Square in Reynoldsburg. Hines Jewelers, a jeweler you can trust.
Discover one of the 10 largest indoor water park resorts in the U.S., Fort Rapids in Columbus, Ohio. 12 exciting water slides, a 50-foot slide tower, 40-mile-per-hour bull ride, 4-lane bag racer, and the Raging Bull await you. Fort Rapids has it all with tanning beds, virtual golf, Old West photography studio, and a huge arcade. Stay the night in one of our 338 rooms or suites. Come visit the gift shop, restaurant, and our Old West saloon. Rain or shine, the fun awaits you at Fort Rapids Water Park Resort, I-70 at Hamilton Road in Columbus, Ohio.
KeyBank knows reaching financial destinations takes preparation and the inspiration of knowing someone's on your side. With financial planning, savings, loans, and more, Key helps find the best routes to your goals, like this one.
Your passion, our commitment. For women who own a business, Key for Women is the perfect match. Visit key.com/women to learn all the ways Key helps make dreams come true. Key, achieve anything.
Welcome back to Mollenkopf Stadium here in Warren, Ohio. It's you see Glenville leading 14-7 as we start the second quarter, and the Tarblooders near midfield are looking at a 3rd down and 1. 3 wide receiver set with Hale and Jones as the backs. Hines going to keep it, and he's going to get the 1st down across midfield and into Harding territory.
David Harsh was the first one to get a hand on him, but he ran through that tackle and able to get the 1st down. Again, when you spread the football, the linebackers are key. And of course your defensive line too, but the linebackers, you're almost putting them on one-on-one responsibilities.
Right. And the thing is if your guy gets a good block,
yeah,
that creates a seam, and that's a big run, and that's why you like to run out of the spread. Shotgun formation again, 3 wide receiver set. Jones gets it this time, and he'll get down near the 45-yard line. And now what the defense has to do is they kind of have to respect that fake because Hines has run it a couple times.
That's right, and he's established himself there, right. So you have to respect that little bootleg that he can run. So then you run your back the other way, yep, on a little counter.
And he has less guys in pursuit because
exactly
they have to respect Hines. And Hines has played very, very well in this first quarter plus minute.
Yep.
You know, he's running the ball well, and just an impressive offensive showing for that first quarter. Shotgun formation again, 2nd down and 6 now for Glenville. Hines keeps it, breaks through there to the 35, still on his feet, and a nice tackle from behind by Travis Owens. And a 1st down on the big run by Hines.
Yeah, when they lined up, I thought, okay, they're going to be blitzing from that far side, and I didn't know if he was changing the play, because I thought there for a second he saw that blitz was coming from his right side and changed the play to the left. But I don't think he audibled out of that. I just think he elected to go that way.
And again, you know, great acceleration through that hole.
Oh, absolutely.
A little bit of a seam, and he ripped right through it. 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line of Harding. Shotgun formation for Glenville. Jamel Hines is the quarterback, and he gives it to Martin, breaks the tackle, 30, lowers his shoulder, power running by Jamel Martin as he gets down to the 27-yard line.
Did we mention that these running backs would like to put their shoulder and their helmet into you?
And the ball came loose, but they're saying he was down by contact. You see some of the Glenville or the Harding players signaling, but take a look at this.
Did we say that they would like? Yep.
Nice job by Glover, though. He took on that hit.
Was loose. But anyway,
ball be spotted at the 27-yard line. 2nd down and 5 for Jamel Hines and the Glenville offense.
Got to look out for a play fake here, Dave.
Three wide receiver set again. They give it to Jones. He has some room. 20, 15, 10. Brought down inside the 10. Sidney Glover, along with Owens, making the tackle, but not until he gets down near the 9-yard line.
Hey, we got to give some love to the senior at 6'3", 350. Alex Brodish actually tattooed his guy, got a pancake block, and that sprung the whole play. Brodish made that happen with the initial block.
And you see some speed and quickness there from Chaz Jones, as now it is 1st and goal just inside the 10-yard line for Glenville. Same three wide receiver set. Hines keeps it, breaks the tackle, and he will get stood up and pushed back right near the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, just a good defensive surge there that time.
Marlon Parker made sure he wasn't going anywhere, along with Dan Heron.
Alex Brodish, 6'3", 350, a senior, but they are very high also on number 79, Marcus Hall, 6'5", 350. Only a sophomore. Only a sophomore.
You see Jermel Hines has his Tarbletters driving again. 2nd and goal, just inside the 10. They give it to Jones, cuts it upfield. He'll get down near the 5. It'll be 3rd and goal, and the ball will be spotted actually at the 6. 3rd and goal from the 6.
Yeah, well, they saw Chris Azavino coming in there that plays both ways. And number 55, they had to cut off of him.
And we have a timeout. Timeout on the field with 8:53 remaining in the first half. 14-7, Glenville leads Harding. It's the big game Saturday on ONN, Ohio's channel for high school sports.
If there wouldn't be safety belts in automobiles, do you really want to be thrown clear? Clear through your windshield and out into, well, who knows what? Buckling your safety belt is your best bet to avoid serious injury or death in a traffic crash. So buckle up, because man was not meant to fly. If man were meant to fly, there wouldn't be safety belts in automobiles. Do you really want to be thrown clear? Clear through your windshield and out into, well, who knows what? Buckling your safety belt is your best bet to avoid serious injury or death in a traffic crash. So buckle up, because man was not meant to fly.
These days, you can buy more things in more places than ever before. You'd think that would make things simpler.
I'd like a venti quad cappuccino short and dry.
With wings, half-cap mocha with whip and rum, please.
But it just makes it more complicated. That's why at Grange, we still sell our auto insurance through independent agents. It's a far smoother, more comfortable process than buying from a stranger over some 1-800 line. It's good to know what you're buying and who you're buying it from.
Welcome back to Mollenkopf Stadium, Warren, Ohio. 14-7, Glenville leading Warren Harding, but the Tarbletters now 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line. Martin lines up as the deep back. Hines up under center as they kind of stack the top part of the screen. That's where Martin's running, bounces it outside, touchdown. Jamel Martin, nice call by Glenville as they had been running inside, stacked it up. Martin gets in from 6 yards out.
Well, you know, they line up another 350-pounder on that right side, too. So, I tell you, this Glenville offensive line and the running backs in the skill position, just a complete football team. And just year in and year out, they just reload.
And that makes it now 20-7 as Jamel Martin with the nice run. And Coach Ginn couldn't say enough good things about Martin, and that's why he's getting some carries there at the tailback spot. Jefferson will try the point after. Snap is good, set is good. Kick is right down the middle, 21-7. Glenville leads Warren Harding, and there's kind of a pipeline from Glenville that seems to be wearing some scarlet and gray.
Down into Columbus, absolutely. So you take off the black, you put on the gray, and then your uniform stays about the same.
And
you take a look at all of them. How about Troy Smith earlier today? Fantastic game. Actually went, I believe he completed his first 10 passes. And
two of them to Ted Ginn Jr. for 2 touchdowns.
Absolutely.
Ray Small was another receiver here last year. Robert Rose was one of the best defensive linemen. Bryant Browning was a good offensive lineman. Jamario O'Neal and Curtis Terry, all guys. And we talked about Ted Ginn Jr. And Coach Ginn is one of those guys that he's a father figure to all of those kids.
He actually has just, he is so amazing and such a pleasure to talk with too. And you can really feel his passion. It is sincere.
But I got to tell you, I was fortunate enough to see a couple of recruiters and the way he deals with them last year. And I want that guy selling for me. I mean, he really is. And I think that's why you see so many kids from his program going on and getting educations and getting Division I scholarships. He works at it. He really works at it.
And it's so important to him that all his assistant coaches have to share his philosophy, or they won't coach with him.
Kyle Jefferson kicks it away. It's over Heron's head. He's got to field it. He picks it up at the 1. That's a live ball. That's why I had to pick it up. And he'll be brought down right about the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 10 for Warren Harding. Good hustle and a headsy play by Heron. That could have been disastrous.
Yeah, it could have been big-time disaster. It's wet. Now you have to field it running back over your shoulder. And that's a tough play. And like you said, that's a live ball. And he was able to get it. Well, we've seen that Warren Harding, can move the football.
And we've talked about Coach Ginn. Coach McDaniels won a couple of state championships
Give him
over
his kudos
McKinley.
too. Yes.
He is a great coach. And you know what? He said, I was embarrassed, and what impressed me is my kids were embarrassed by last year. And they finished 5-5, not very much like Warren Harding. They expect bigger things this year. And Heron's struggling there as he lost a couple of yards, but this will be a very good football team.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. They're just going up against a very athletic team yet, and we still have a lot of football to
things
play.
Have not gone well in the early going for Harding. Let's see how they handle this.
Well, again, I like that little spread, but I don't know if you spread it deep in your own territory or not. They will a little bit with 3 receivers.
Rain continues to fall. Qualls is up under center. Avery Qualls still the quarterback. Ryan Chambers is in now. They're going to toss it up to Chambers. Intercepted by Scott. Chambers never looked back for it. Corbell Scott, his 2nd interception of the game, inside the 5, down to the 3-yard line. And Ryan Chambers never looked back for the ball, and Corbell Scott did, and that's why I came up with the interception.
Well, you had one-on-one coverage again, and you had the blitz coming on the inside. They got good pressure right when he was throwing that football, and basically just kind of threw it up for grabs. And again, when you have Cordell Scott out there, you got to be careful. Yeah, see the pressure set that up.
He got hit when he threw it and didn't want to throw it, but Ryan Chambers has got to look back for that ball too, though.
Exactly. You have to help out your quarterback.
And Marlon Parker is one of the guys that makes sure that Scott doesn't get back into the end zone again. But still 1st and goal from the 3 now for Glenville after the big turnover. Martin is again the lone back. A whistle, a flag, and we're going to have some yardage here.
Don't know if it was a delay. Maybe somebody lined up. Yep, they lined up
in the neutral zone. So it'll cost Glenville 5. And again, that's a lot of penalties early on for Glenville. So Coach Ginn will again be, let's say, addressing that.
Yeah, and he's the first one to tell you too. He says sometimes we start out of the gate a little slow with those kind of things, but mid-season, they'll get rid of those.
More of a standard set, 2 wide receivers. They bunch it up at the top of the screen. That's where Martin's running, spins, but he spins right into the waiting arms of Tyan Flowers. Tyan Flowers, a nice job of filling, and that's a big man that he just brought down.
Yeah, absolutely. Going back to lining up in the neutral zone. More times than not, that's usually a wideout. You have to have 7 on the line of scrimmage on offense, and sometimes your wide out will be lined up, or the head of the center sometimes can be over the ball.
Hines getting the play signaled in from the sidelines. And that is the offensive line coach for Glenville, who's telling his blockers, stay up on your block on the line. So it's 2nd and goal from the 8, and you see the time ticking away in the first half. Play action. Hines has room. Hines going to run in easily.
Yeah, he
Great
sold
call.
that.
Great call.
Sold that whole play and then just booted out to the left. Nobody there. Just an excellent, excellent fake.
8-yard touchdown run makes it 27-7 Glenville. 7:18 to go in the half. And a touchdown run for Jermel Hines.
All again off of the turnover, and then you
That is
sell
his,
that.
Yeah, his first touchdown run.
Well, remember, Dave, when you said, hey, you know, they have to respect him as a runner, thus establishing his running back. Now it's vice versa. The running backs now let him.
Jefferson will try the point after movement up front.
Yeah, this is about our 6th one in the first
It's a little
half.
sloppy. It's a little sloppy, but it is only week 2.
Right. I'm just amazed at the size of Glenville's line. You have 3 guys over 350. You have 265. You have Dantes White at 6'2", 405. And these guys are not just guys that carry a lot of weight. These guys can move. And if you have that kind of size that have excellent feet and can move.
And add that with the speed at your skill position.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of tough to defend. Kyle Jefferson on to add the point after, and he'll back it up. This will be 26 yards, and that's not going to make it. No good, so it remains 27-7. Glenville leading Harding. 7:18 to go in the first half. It's the big game Saturday on ONN, Ohio's channel for high school sports.
Put an end to the dirty and dangerous job of cleaning your gutters. Gutter Glove keeps out leaves, pine needles, shingle grit, and other small debris. Fits existing gutters and maintenance free. And Gutter Glove will never clog or your money back.
I chose Gutter Glove because it was the only system I found that I didn't feel like debris could defeat the system and actually get in.
I'm so sure Gutter Glove will work for you that if for some reason it ever clogs, I'll even refund your money.
Gutter Glove. Call today.
Discover one of the 10 largest indoor water park resorts in the U.S., Fort Rapids in Columbus, Ohio. 12 exciting water slides, a 50-foot slide tower, 40-mile-per-hour bull ride, 4-lane bag racer, and the Raging Bull await you. Fort Rapids has it all with tanning beds, virtual golf, Old West photography studio, and a huge arcade. Stay the night in one of our 338 rooms or suites. Come visit the gift shop, restaurant, and our Old West Saloon. Rain or shine, the fun awaits you at Fort Rapids Water Park Resort, I-70 at Hamilton Road in Columbus, Ohio.
Not too long ago, I made a big mistake. I let our teenage daughter have a drinking party at the house. I thought it was the right thing to do. I thought it would be safer if they drank here. And I'm embarrassed to say I thought we might be the cool parents. I didn't know it was illegal to allow teenagers to drink alcohol in our home, that we could be prosecuted, fined, even jailed. And we were. And that wasn't cool.
The rain continues to fall at Warren Harding, but it's not affecting the offense. 27-7 is our score, 7:18 to go in the half. And Jermel Hines had a 8-yard touchdown run to make it 27-7. Jefferson kicks it off. Chris Rucker fields it like a shortstop. He's to the 20, 25, 30, and he kind of gets grabbed by the side and thrown down there at about the 33.
If there's only one weakness, I would say, here in the early part of the season, and this is historic for Glenville. Correct me if I'm wrong, Dave. You've known this team for many, many years. Kickers. It hasn't really been a strong kicking.
They've gotten better over the years, but it was to the point a couple years ago where they just decided to go for 2 all the time.
Right.
But they have gotten significantly better. Dan Herron is the deep back. McCray will line up as the up back. Qualls fumbles again, and he falls on it.
Yeah, I don't
think...
think...
the third time in the first half where he has had trouble coming out under center, and it cost him once and almost cost him there.
Well, Dave, I don't think that was an exchange problem. I think he just dropped it. Yeah, he had it.
You know what? He kind of tripped over the guard was coming out, and I think
over his feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still got to hold on to that football.
Absolutely. Loss of 5. It'll be 2nd and 15 from the 27 now.
And there's the frustration. You know, you can see it.
Yes. Owens splits out to the top of the screen. Rucker to the bottom. Heron is the lone back. McCray is slightly offset. Qualls wants to throw. Dumps it off, intercepted, picked off by Bruce Davis, and he read it again.
Yeah, and Bruce Davis jumped the route. He saw the screen coming. You know, you want to set up the screen, and it looked like they had it. Bruce Davis comes from nowhere, jumps the route, and intercepts the pass.
And the receiver again didn't look. Receiver isn't looking back for the ball. Bruce Davis does a nice job of grabbing it. Good hustle by the Glenville defense. And the ball will be spotted at the 18-yard line. 1st and 10 from Harding's 18.
I have unofficially 4 turnovers here in the first half.
Couple interceptions, couple fumbles.
Yeah, that one could be disastrous here.
Shotgun formation, 3 wide receiver set with Jones and Hale as the backs on either side of Hines. It's going to be Hale. He has some room, and he'll lower his shoulder, get inside the 15 down to the 13.
Well, last year, Glenville kicked off the season with Ben Earn. It was a whole different story in a game that we kicked off the season for the big game on O&N, and they lost all that talent, and it was still a dogfight last week. And they knew the importance of this game, but now all of a sudden you see
kind of makes you wonder how good Menor is, though.
And that's the point I was getting ready to make. You know, the Cardinals may be pretty doggone good.
Shotgun formation again, 3 wide receiver set. They give it to Jones. Now Hines keeps it. He'll get inside the 10. Good ball fake. You know, Hines does a real nice job of kind of hiding that ball.
Yeah, go back to that previous play on that bootleg that they had on the last season. You sell the ball fake to your running backs,
and again, what that does is 2-3 defenders are going towards the running back, and they can't be involved in the play.
That's right.
And the Tarbloodler cheerleaders don't mind the rain right now. 3rd down and 1. Just inside the 10. Hines keeps it, has some room. 5, breaks a tackle. Nice touchdown saving tackle by Owens.
This time Sidney Glover was the only guy, I believe, inside of the 5.
Let's see, Hines a little slow
getting up. I mean, Glover will put a hat on you, no doubt, but I think number 4 was the only guy. Yep, right there.
Watch Owens coming in right there, lowers his shoulder, knew where the goal line was. That's a good heads-up play, but you save the touchdown. Now it's 1st and goal from, inside the 1.
And again, you have 350, 350, 260, and you're a yard out.
Timeout, and we get a timeout on the field with 4:58 to go as Ted Ginn's guys want to talk about it. 1st and goal from the 1, 27-7, Glenville leading Harding. It's the big game Saturday on O&N, Ohio's channel for high school sports.
Honesty, dependability, service. The reasons why people trust Hines Jewelers. Hines Jewelers, for beautiful and affordable diamond and gold jewelry. Hines Jewelers, for full-service watch repair from 2 expert watchmakers. Hines Jewelers, whether you're looking for a new battery or a sparkling diamond ring. Visit Hines Jewelers on Taylor Square in Reynoldsburg. Hines Jewelers, a jeweler you can trust.
If man were meant to fly, there wouldn't be safety belts in automobiles. Do you really want to be thrown clear? Clear through your windshield and out into, well, who knows what? Buckling your safety belt is your best bet to avoid serious injury or death in a traffic crash. So buckle up, because man was not meant to fly.
Empty nesters are downsizing these days. To some, that means a smaller house. To others, it's moving to a less populated area. They're simplifying.
It has a CD player, an adjustable suspension. You just dial in your weight.
I'm not dialing in anything.
Well, in most cases. At Grange, we're a financially stable, growing company. But we sell our auto and life policies through local independent agents. So as your needs change and the backyard has become the back 40, Grange is there to back you.
KeyBank knows reaching financial destinations takes preparation and the inspiration of knowing someone's on your side. With financial planning, savings, loans, and more, Key helps find the best routes to your goals, like this one.
Your passion, our commitment. For women who own a business, Key for Women is the perfect match. Visit key.com/women to learn all the ways Key helps make dreams come true. Key, achieve anything.
Welcome back to a rainy Warren, Ohio, and it is raining points for Glenville here in the first half.
It really is.
27-7, first and goal inside the 1 after the nice run by Jermel Hines. I formation. Hines keeps it, and he'll get, no official, he gets in. Touchdown from a yard out to make it 33-7 as Jermel Hines gets his second touchdown of the game.
Yeah, LeBron Daniel, the center there. And taking a look at some of LeBron at 6'2", 225, and he's the smallest of the offensive line.
And I think he does break the plane of the goal line there, and you can see he ends up waist in. So, and you see the folks that have made the hour trip from Cleveland enjoying the wet weather and the 33 points. Kyle Jefferson makes it 34 points, 34-7 is our score with 4:53 to go in the first half.
And a good-looking kick.
Yeah.
We talked about the kick. That was a good-looking kick.
And I think the thing that they're trying to instill in this team now is, guys, we need to keep up the intensity here.
Well, it's going to see, how is Warren Harding going to respond to all this now? I mean, they have to be in shell shock. And
you know what, in talking to Coach McDaniel before the game, he said, look, we went through a tough period last year, and you either get tougher or you quit. And he said, my guys aren't going to quit. And I think you're in a tough spot here, but this is something you're coaching for next week and the week after that and the week after that.
Well,
and a couple of turnovers, and.
Well, and I don't care, what team, professional, collegiate, high school. You turn the ball over
exactly
4 times in the first half. More times than not, you're going to be in a little bit of a deficit.
And you see Coach Ginn talking with his staff. 4:53 remaining first half, and it is 34-7 as Glenville has converted on numerous turnovers. A little bit of a squib kick fielded for Harding, and they'll get it out to about the 34-yard line.
Yeah, I don't have him listed on our roster, number 31 there, the up back. And yeah, that wasn't an onside. It was just a squib. They weren't trying to, I don't think they were trying to recover that, but.
It was actually Julius Jordan who did a nice job of fielding that.
On our other roster, there we go.
And it'll be 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. I call it the 34-yard line. A little bit of a spread look for the Raiders this time. Crawls, pressure, steps up, breaks a tackle, and actually turns what looked like it would be a loss into a couple-yard gain.
Yeah, something positive for a change for them on that offensive play. But, if that tackle's not made, that was a very, very good open field tackle because he's off to the races if he gets by that.
Picked up a couple yards. And you see Coach McDaniel trying to get something rolling there. Ball will be spotted just across the 35-yard line. Rucker in motion. Pitch comes back to Heron. Heron bounces it outside, cuts it upfield, and the pursuit catches up with him about the 40-yard line. But a nice cut.
Yeah, nice cut. Now, let me just say what happened here.
Player down for Glenville behind the play.
And he's getting back up. And that is Heron, Dan Heron. Heron with all those moves, and then now you have a Glenville player
Bruce Davis.
down.
That's Bruce Davis.
But what I was saying here is that, all of that for only a couple of yards. It seemed like the entire Glenville defense stacked the line of scrimmage. They came on a run blitz. They were bringing everybody. And like I said, they fly to the football. Let's go ahead and take a look.
That's Jermel Hines taking on 2 blockers, and then he comes back and makes the play, and that's why he is the 7th-rated recruit as a linebacker in the state of Ohio. He is. They list him as an athlete, which means we'll find a place to put you on the field.
Well, like I said, when I was down on the field with you talking to Coach Ginn and saw him, I was like, wow, and that's your quarterback. And he said, yeah, linebacker too. And
you know what's really interesting, when Troy Smith was recruited out of Glenville, he was recruited as an athlete. In other words, we'll figure out where to put you. A couple years later, he's the quarterback for Ohio State.
And doing a fine job as well.
Qualls up under center. Heron is the deep back. Movement.
And, they baited. They baited him.
And could be a first down if it is on the Tar Blooders.
Actually, I'm thinking the left side of that line may have moved. Yep. That's the procedure. Yeah.
So that'll cost them 5, and it'll be 3rd down and 9 instead of 3rd and 4, and that changes the outlook in the play call and exactly where you can go with this pretty dramatically.
Well, you know, to negate that kind of speed, you know, you may start seeing some more screens, draws, misdirection plays, trying to counter the speed and the over pursuedness of Glenville.
Qualls up under center. Heron is the deep back. Play action. Qualls has to scramble. He has some room, but cuts it upfield, and Eddie Mason was waiting, and he'll get back just near the line of scrimmage. Had the sidelines, it looked like a little bit, but
Mason, 5'9", 170, comes out, and Mason, 5'9", 170, comes up and makes a play like a 220-pound safety. Watch this. Boom! That is just perfect technique in tackling.
And he is one of the outside linebackers, and they like putting him there because he does like to hit. It'll bring up a punting situation as Brandon Inkster will come on to kick it away. Gibson is back deep for Glenville. Takes it at the 40. He's to the 45, spins and is brought down near midfield. Toril Gibson. Actually, he's not going to be brought down, but he'll be stood up, and the scrum will be brought it down.
All right, you want to return a punt? Let's return this punt.
and you see the official. You're going to see the official talking.
Now here you go, and this is what, as a defender, is what you see.
Ball will be spotted just short of midfield. Nice return by Toril Gibson.
Absolutely. If anything, in this first half, Glenville's had some scrimmaging issues, but outside of that, they've been playing a perfect game.
Shotgun formation. Hines wants to throw, take a shot for Kyle Jefferson. Good coverage by Chris Rucker. Jefferson had a bit of a step, and Hines kind of threw a little bit behind him, but Rucker recovered, and coverage was pretty good.
Yeah, the coverage was very good. You know, sometimes at corner that can be a very lonely place when you're locked up one-on-one and going down, going deep. But again, just well defended. And you saw a little bit of separation though by Kyle Jefferson. But the reason he separated, the ball hung up in the air, and the defender knew it, so played it well.
Brings up a 2nd down now. 2nd and 10. Ball spotted from the 50. Hale has a seam, rips through it. 35, brought down at the 32-yard line. Curtis Hale, a nice run.
So we've seen how many? 3 different running backs or 4 different running backs already.
Jones, Martin, and now Hale, Friesen as well. So 4 of them.
So 4.
Those are the 4 he was telling us about. But again, a nice burst of speed there. Good blocking, gets through the hole, and just like that, they're down at the 32-yard line, 1st and 10.
And you know that previous play before then, that passes was their only 3rd pass attempt. All these yards coming on the ground.
Shotgun formation again for Glenville. They'll give it to Hale again. And he fights his way down near the 27-yard line. Good, strong inside run by Hale.
Yeah, just old-fashioned football there. Follow your blocks. And I have not seen Glenville get tackled at the line of scrimmage or in the backfield. Maybe early in the first quarter, but outside of that, everything has been beyond the line of scrimmage for at least 2 or 3 yards.
See the time remaining in the first half is Glenville with a 27-point lead, driving again as they are at the 27-yard line, 1st and 10, shotgun formation. Hines gives it to Jones. Jones has some room, breaks a tackle, 20, 15, down to the 10, and Glover, a touchdown saving tackle.
This offensive line is so impressive. They're just blowing them off of the ball. And this is Rowell, the 6'5", 350-pounder. You may not be able to see him, but he opened up that hole.
And he did not play last week. He was set to play, and there were at the last minute he was not in the lineup, not at the game. So he is a transfer from Warrensville Heights, and he is a very good offensive lineman.
No doubt.
Timeout as Warren Harding calls a timeout before the snap of the ball. Timeout, 1:15 to go in the first half. 34-7, Glenville leads Harding. It's Big Game Saturday here on ONN from Warren, Ohio.
Honesty, dependability, service. The reasons why people trust Hines Jewelers. Hines Jewelers, for beautiful and affordable diamond and gold jewelry. Hines Jewelers, for full-service watch repair from 2 expert watchmakers. Hines Jewelers, whether you're looking for a new battery or a sparkling diamond ring. Visit Hines Jewelers on Taylor Square in Reynoldsburg. Hines Jewelers, a jeweler you can trust.
I own this marathon station, and I'm proud to be part of this community.
That's why at my marathon station, we treat you the way we would want to be treated.
It's like neighbor helping neighbor around here, and I love that.
We know what our customers want. We see these people every day.
It may sound simple, but we work hard to serve you better.
That's the American spirit. And I believe you'll find that at Marathon.
Marathon, fueling the American spirit.
Welcome back. 1st and 10 from the 10-yard line for Glenville. You see the score as Tarblooders trying to add to it. Handoff goes to Hale, follows the hole, and gets down near the 5-yard line. And they're trying to huddle up quickly as time is ticking away in the first half. No huddle now for Glenville.
Chantel Rowell real quick saying, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers set. Hale and Jones are the backs. Handoff goes to Jones, breaks a tackle, fights forward, but will get down only to about the 3-yard line. Be 3rd and goal from the 3.
This time the defense was able to stand tall against that offensive line. Didn't get put on their heels that time.
Hines hurries to the line and kind of gives his line the snap count. We get a timeout, a whistle. Let's see. Equipment issues on the defensive side of the ball.
Seen that a couple of times here in the first half as well.
Well, the hitting's going on down there. That's Marlon Parker trying to get his helmet adjusted.
Yeah, you're going to get some decleaters here, and we've seen that, so yeah. Good tie into the equipment issues.
And they will start the clock. And touchdown for Glenville. Nice run.
What can you say? It all begins at the line of scrimmage. Glenville dominating the line of scrimmage with that offensive line.
Nice run by Jermel Hines as again he just straight ahead follows Chaz Jones and kind of gets lost in there, but finds a way to find the end zone and push the lead out to 40-7.
Wow. No one, and I mean no one, expected to have this kind of score in the first half.
Kyle Jefferson will try to add the point after. Snap is good, set is good. Kick is good as well. 41-7, Glenville leading Harding. 22 seconds to go in the first half. And the rain still continues to fall, but Glenville does not seem to care.
Well, and the weather's not the issue in this.
After every Ohio State game, you can see Buckeye Blitz post-game live, and plenty to talk about for Jim Tressel and the guys after the impressive win over Northern Illinois. We'll also see an encore presentation of that
after this game, and the pipeline goes, we'll have it after every Saturday game as well here on ONN. But should be an interesting conversation. Buckeyes looked impressive.
They did look impressive, and some people will say, well, you know, they yielded a lot of defensive yards to, you know, the outstanding running back, but that's one of the best players in the country. So, you know, that is a good team. That's not a slouch. They're going to make a run for that MAC title.
And, you know, it's always good to hear from Coach Tressel, and right here is the only place you can do it. And, yeah, they Northern Illinois is one of the favorites in the MAC. Northern Illinois and Akron.
I would be surprised if they don't win it. Akron's not too shabby either.
Boy, Teddy is smiling at halftime. I don't think you ever see that.
No! What is that?
And that way he got away from it, though. Got stern in a hurry. Dan Herron picks it up at the 15, 20, 25, 30, out to the 33-yard line. But with the first half his guys have put together, he should be smiling.
Well, yeah. Again, the only thing was a couple of line of scrimmage issues. But outside of that, what a whale of a first half.
You see the time remaining in the first half, and it has been all Glenville.
On both sides of the ball. Defensively has given their offense so many opportunities playing on short fields. You can't play on a short field with
touchdown return for interception as well.
Right.
Or interception return for a touchdown. Whatever.
Yeah, Cordell Scott.
Herron is the deep back. Qualls gives it to the up back. McCray, ball's loose, but they're going to say he's down.
Yeah, just give it to the fullback on a belly dive.
And they will be content to let the first half expire. And what a half for Glenville. 41-7, Glenville leads Warren Harding at halftime, and it is our big game Saturday here on ONN. We'll be back after this timeout.
The ONN Big Game of the Week is brought to you by Grange Insurance, your partner in protection. Fort Rapids Water Park Resort, located in Columbus, Ohio. The Ohio State Highway Patrol, buckle up for a successful season. The Ohio Army National Guard, 1-800-GO-GUARD. Marathon, fueling the American spirit. Advance Auto Parts, we're ready in advance. Central Ohio Technical College and OSU Newark. And Sports Medicine Grant and Orthopedic Associates, the leader in sports medicine and orthopedic care in Central Ohio.
If man were meant to fly, there wouldn't be safety belts in automobiles. Do you really want to be thrown clear? Clear through your windshield and out into, well, who knows what? Buckling your safety belt is your best bet to avoid serious injury or death in a traffic crash. So buckle up, because man was not meant to fly.
KeyBank knows reaching financial destinations takes preparation and the inspiration of knowing someone's on your side. With financial planning, savings, loans, and more, Key helps find the best routes to your goals, like this one.
Your passion, our commitment. For women who own a business, Key for Women is the perfect match. Visit key.com/women to learn all the ways Key helps make dreams come true. Key, achieve anything.
Welcome to the Fort Rapids halftime show at Warren Harding. You're listening to the sounds of the Warren G. Harding Marching Band, the Marching Raiders. And as you can see by the score, it was the Glenville Tarblooders that were making the music on the field during the first half of play. And it got started pretty early. Jermel Hines hits Cordell Scott for the touchdown to put Glenville up early. And let's call the first part of the first half the Cordell Scott highlight show. He picks off Quails, and he'll take it back for a touchdown to give Glenville a big lead early. Harding responds, though. Quails hooks up with Chris Rucker. Watch this catch by Chris Rucker. Tips it, grabs it, touchdown to cut the lead to just 7. But the Tarblooders respond in big fashion. Jermel Martin bounces it outside, and the big rumbling tailback gets in. And Glenville was just getting going. Interception again, Cordell Scott had an outstanding first half. Second interception, one for a touchdown, and he also had the touchdown reception. 41-7,
is what it adds to in the first half, and the Warren G. Harding Marching Band will take us to break at the Fort Rapids halftime show. We'll be back with second half action after this timeout.
Discover one of the 10 largest indoor water park resorts in the U.S., Fort Rapids in Columbus, Ohio. 12 exciting water slides, a 50-foot slide tower, 40-mile-per-hour bull ride, 4-lane bad racer, and the Raging Bull await you. Fort Rapids has it all with tanning beds, virtual golf, Old West photography studio, and a huge arcade. Stay the night in one of our 338 rooms or suites. Come visit the gift shop, restaurant, and our Old West saloon. Rain or shine, the fun awaits you at Fort Rapids Water Park Resort, I-70 at Hamilton Road in Columbus, Ohio.
Birthdays are huge in the eyes of a child. For them, it's all about presents and candles and cake.
Hey! Birthday rules. I get the big piece.
As your birthdays go by, it's more about planning and portfolios. So ask your Grange independent agent what Grange can bring to the party. Our life insurance policies are designed to protect your assets, backed by Grange's solid financial strength. Nothing beats the feeling of seeing your kid smile at her birthday party, except the feeling of knowing that her future is secure.
Welcome back to Mollenkopf Stadium, and the kickoff to start the second half goes out of bounds. And that will be an illegal procedure, and Harding will take over 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line.
Yeah, that came from the foot of Christian Bryant, number 2, and talking with Coach Ginn, he said, this number 2, Christian Bryant, look for him in the future. He said, this guy is going to be one special player. And gave a comparison to his own son, Ted.
And that's why he said, that's why I gave him number 2. 2 is the number that Ted Ginn Jr. wore here. He's just a freshman. He's kicking off. He's doing some of the kickoff duties here, but we may see him in the second half.
Yep.
Qualls in at quarterback, up under center. Heron is the deep back. McCray is the up back for Harding. Heron gets the handoff. A little bit of running room, and then he's shut down, picked up a couple.
Yeah, Bruce Davis, the senior. Linebacker over there to wrap him up. Yeah, we talked about the offensive line in the first half, and we did many times, but you know, we have to give credit to the defensive line and that whole front seven. They play a 4-3 defense, and you talk Hines, Davis, Eddie Mason, and you know, the safeties as well, all have been very active.
Yeah, the defense has been fantastic.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Pickup of 1, so it'll be 2nd down and 9. Throw complete to the tight end, and a 1st down is Brandon Engster. Catches it and gets ahead near midfield. That was a play he dropped earlier in the ball game.
Yeah, this is the only.
Right.
And there is a flag on the play too. Let's see if there's going to be some yards tacked on this. This is the second time, only the second time they looked at the tight end.
And it is against the Tarblooders. And let's see.
It's probably going to be a penalty that may be tacked on at the end of the run, or the pass. Rather.
Referee is explaining it, and now they're going to decline the penalty and keep the yardage. Is what was illegal. It was an illegal contact penalty. They want to keep the 1st down because they gain more yardage than the penalty would have given.
Well, you know, in penalties that tack on yards are like you know, face masks, even your 5-yard face mask penalties. Right. Those are tacked on, or a late hit personal foul, something like that.
So it'll be a 1st down as Harding gets into Glenville territory here. First possession of the second half. Heron is the deep back. McCray is the up back. Qualls gives it to Heron. Nice cut. Has some move. 45. Breaks a tackle. 40. And gets inside the 40-yard line down to the 38. Nice run by Daniel Heron.
Well, whatever they told their players in the locker room, they're going to, you know, it must have been something well said, because this time Glenville puts everybody in the box. And this time they pick it up and then open up the hole. And then you see a little bit more determination in the run. And Dan Heron able to bust through on that run blitz.
Ball will be spotted at the 38-yard line, and quickly to the line of scrimmage are the Raiders. McCray the lone back as they'll split Heron out. Qualls looking for Heron. He gets it, breaks a tackle, 30, and down to the 25-yard line. And again, what they're trying to do is get the ball to Heron in some open space.
Absolutely, because that's your playmaker. That's what you want to do. Whether a screen, whether out of the backfield in the middle of the field. As you take a look at it again, just a basic 3-step drop and right over there to your back out of the backfield. As you mentioned, in the open space, that's where he's most dangerous.
But the thing is, he breaks a tackle there,
and it's gone.
Yeah, and it's a 20, 25, 50, 60-yard gain, and that's what they need, to climb the mountain that is in front of them. Ball will be spotted at the 25-yard line of Glenville. Just underway in the third quarter in what has been all Glenville up to this point. Rucker in motion. Heron, the lone back, McCray offset. Play action. Qualls wants to throw. Pressure coming. They swing it back to Heron, and he can't come up with it. And boy, did Qualls get leveled.
Yeah.
LeBron Daniel bringing it with Eric Thomas, and Qualls slow to get up.
Yeah, and I mean the backside pressure. Then, you're trying to set up that screen, and then when you turn around, pow! You don't expect somebody there coming at you when you're turning back around to throw the screen.
And it was LeBron Daniel delivering the hit. 2nd and 10 now from the 25. Rucker and Owen split out to the top of the screen. Straight eye formation with McCray the up back and Heron the deep back. Falls, gives it to Heron, bounces it outside, turns it upfield, flag comes in, it's going to come back, it's holding.
Yep.
And Heron gets in, but
I'll negate a fine run, and you know what? That was away from the play too.
I don't think so. I think the holding's going to come that really set it. I think it's going to be on the fullback. Yeah. I think he grabbed somebody from behind.
Oh, okay. So one of those take your pick. You had 2 of them there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 10, and right there he's holding, and it's Heron that's behind him that will get around it as he kind of wraps up LeBron Daniel, and that's what he got whistled for, was that holding penalty. So it'll be 2nd and 23 after the penalty.
But I like what Harding's doing here on this opening possession of the second half.
Ball will be spotted at the 38-yard line now. Offset eye with the deep back being Heron. And McCray is the fullback. Trying to slant it, and it's almost intercepted by Jefferson. A little too tall for Chris Rucker.
Yeah, they were in a cover 2 defense, 2 deep backs, and then just a straight 4-3. And again, unable to hit the play, and they need a play. They need a big play here.
3rd and 23 after that holding penalty negated the touchdown.
Yeah, and penalties, especially key moments. You get something going, you get some momentum, you're getting off the line of scrimmage, and then a penalty just takes the wind out of the sails.
Spread formation now for Harding. Qualls lines up under center. McCray the lone back. Qualls going deep for Heron, covered, intercepted, picked off by Jamel Hines, breaks the tackle, he's to the 30, 35, 40, and he'll be brought out of bounds at the 43-yard line as Hines, just playing center field, comes up with the interception.
Well, the linebackers showed that they were going to come in on a blitz, and then they dropped back into pass coverage, even though it wasn't a linebacker there that made the play in the middle of the field. Still, just excellent defense. What can you say? 5 turnovers in 1/2 and 1/3 of a third quarter.
And there you see middle of the field, and he's just reading the play the whole way. That's just a nice job of watching the quarterback, reading his eyes, and then getting to the ball and coming up with the interception. And a good return by Hines as it's back out near midfield.
And I need to go back because I said, and the linebacker, what did make? Yes, he did make the play. Now, he wasn't the one that was showing the blitz. He was actually staying back. But they are really confusing the offensive Harding here.
Ball will be spotted at the 44-yard line of Glenville. As you see the offensive unit huddling on the sidelines. And boy, have they been effective in this ball game.
Oh yeah, both sides of the ball. It's just been a complete complete game for the Tar-Blooders. And you mentioned it, and we may spend a minute on that later about how good is Minner.
Yep.
I mean, that says a lot about that team that really defensively manhandled Glenville.
Well, and you know, a lot of philosophy with coaches is the improvements between game 1 and game 2 is the most dramatic that you'll see all season long. And boy, there's a pretty big difference for Glenville. Play action, Hines has time, and now he has some room, throws it on the run, a nice pass caught by Cordell Scott. He's to the 40, ball comes loose. It's loose on the turf still, and it's going to be recovered by, I believe it's Harding. Chris Rucker dove in there. Let's see who comes up with it. I think it's Chris Rucker, number 9, who gives it back to the official. Nice play by Harding. Somebody popped it out from behind. Rucker recovers it, and a nice turnover for the Raiders. First turnover for Glenville.
Yeah, and they're going to want to do something with it. This gives them a little bit of life again. But go, and you're going to see right there, that's a sure tackler, folks.
Glover.
And Glover, you know, didn't wrap up, kind of hit him, but still the play works out for them as they're able to get the fumble and pounce on it. Now
and the guy that caused the fumble was Brandon Davis, who knocked it out from behind, and then Rucker recovered it. So Harding recovers the ball, 21-yard line. They'll take over, 1st and 10. Qualls up under center, and he'll give it to Heron. A little bit of room, and then it shuts down pretty quickly.
I like what the offensive line's doing now. They're coming off the line of scrimmage. They're actually firing in to the defense of Glenville, getting off the ball, getting, you know, boom. And that's what they needed to do.
Picked up 3 on the play, so it'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Raiders. Qualls still in at quarterback as they alternated the first series, and then Qualls has been the Raiders quarterback the remainder of the time. McCray lines up as the fullback. The deep back is Dan Heron, 2 wide receivers at the bottom of the screen. Heron on the draw has some room, and Jermel Hines, a nice job of grabbing him by the shoulders and bringing him down.
Open field tackle all the way. He gets by him, he's off to the races.
And you got to be awfully strong to pull Dan Heron down by the shoulders like that.
Yeah, you grab some jersey.
Nice block by McCray.
Yeah, McCray there. And then you grab the jersey and then,
He's close to the first down. I think he's going to be about a yard short, though. And they'll actually call it 2. 3rd and 2 now for the Raiders. You see the time remaining, 3rd quarter. Up under center is Qualls this time. 4 wide receiver set. McCray, the lone back in the backfield. Quick hitter, they get it out to Parker. Cordell Scott comes up and hits him. And let's see where they mark him.
Oh, my.
Believe he's going to be short of the first down, and if so, that's a heck of a defensive play by Cordell Scott.
Yeah,
and he's kind of shaking his head after the hit.
Just a little flare. That's what you call a little swing, little flare to your wide receiver. And you can't play defense any better than that.
And Parker is not a small guy, 6'1", 230. And Cordell Scott came up and denied him the first down, 4th and 1. And Scott's still a little woozy, but he made the play. And it'll bring up a punting situation. Brandon Angster will drop back to kick it away.
And Cordell Scott at 6'4", 200. You can easily put an extra 20 pounds on him as well. Only a junior.
They may be trying to draw the Tar-Blooders off sides. Angster gets it away. And Glenville will let it hit, and it will be covered at the 34-yard line. 41-7. Glenville leads Harding. It's the big game Saturday here on ONN. We'll be back after this timeout.
Not too long ago, I made a big mistake. I let our teenage daughter have a drinking party at the house. I thought it was the right thing to do. I thought it would be safer if they drank here. And I'm embarrassed to say I thought we might be the cool parents. I didn't know it was illegal to allow teenagers to drink alcohol in our home, that we could be prosecuted, fined, even jailed. And we were. And that wasn't cool.
I own this marathon station, and I'm proud to be part of this community.
That's why at my marathon station, we treat you the way we would want to be treated.
It's like neighbor helping neighbor around here, and I love that.
We know what our customers want. We see these people every day.
It may sound simple, but we work hard to serve you better.
That's the American spirit. And I believe you'll find that at Marathon.
Marathon, fueling the American spirit.
Interested in a career in alternative medicine? The American Institute of Alternative Medicine is an institution providing instruction for programs in acupuncture, Chinese, and Western massage therapy. Financial aid is available for those who qualify. To tour our school, contact admissions today at 614-825-6278. The American Institute of Alternative Medicine, teaching alternative ways to heal the world since 1994.
In the morning, you're looking for news, weather, and traffic without the wait. Now, ONN makes it even simpler to get your day started.
Thanks for joining us for Ohio this morning.
First, Erica Robbins delivers your top headlines 4 times an hour. Mark Taylor brings you your weather on the 10s.
Good morning, Ohio. We've got your weather on the 10s.
And ONN adds statewide local traffic twice an hour, plus health, lifestyle, business updates, and Ohio Dayside. Simplify your morning. News and information without the wait. From ONN. Relevant, important, convenient.
Welcome back to Mollenkopf Stadium. The Glenville Tarblooders will take over 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line. Jermel Hines up under center. Actually, he's in the shotgun, but has played a whale of a game at quarterback. 3 touchdowns. Also had an interception on the defensive side of the ball. Gives it to Jones, and Jones kind of slips and will be stopped for no gain.
Well, he cut on the outside of his right foot. And when you cut sometimes on the outside of your foot instead of the inside of your foot, sometimes your foot gives way.
David Harsh makes the tackle, and it will be 2nd down and 10. Shotgun formation for Hines and the Tarblooders. 3 wide receiver set. Keeps it. This time he'll pitch it. Fumble. Ball loose. Still loose. Picked up. And coming away with it is Flowers. Tion Flowers recovers it and returns it to the 27-yard line. Nice heads-up play by Tion Flowers.
Yeah, and for a minute, Flowers, I was saying, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, because it was on the ground.
A little bit of not good spacing on that pitch there.
No. And
Hines thought he was farther away and almost like knocked him out with the ball.
Right.
But heads-up play by Flowers to come away with it.
And I credit that spacing problem to Harding.
Yeah, the defense kind of disturbed that.
Got in the backfield and made them run that a little earlier than what they needed, or what they wanted to, I mean.
And we have a whistle and an official's timeout again.
Well, that was the first time we've seen the option, Dave, by Glenville, and you probably with this lead, and the coaching staff wanting to work on some other things. There's a lot of football left this year, and there's other kind of plays that they want to put into their offense. Take a look at and see. And
look at that. That's a communication issue there with the sideline things. Man, we're going to need those guys after the game to help us wrap some cable if they're interested.
How many yards of cable do you think you string on them?
There's quite a bit.
Yeah.
But you just never know what to expect on the sidelines there if you're wearing those stripes.
Well, remember when we kicked off the season, we had the chain gang that got tangled up with the links of the chain. Slowed up play there momentarily. But I'm impressed with Harding. And I'll tell you why. Even though, they're trailing 41-7, you're seeing a completely different type of team mentality here in the second half, at least early.
And the upcoming games for Glenville, that they finished the non-conference part of their schedule at Strongsville. And Strongsville, team that 0-2 gave Menor a really good game last night, lost by a touchdown. So that should be an interesting game. Then they get into the Senate schedule, and they, to be honest, they dominate that. And they know they're not going to get many points from those Senate teams, so these non-conference games very important for Glenville. Here in the deep back, Brandon McCray, the up back, Rucker in motion, and whistles again. So they will sort it out. And it appears that it's going against the Raiders. Movement on the line, that'll cost them 5. And it'll bring up a 1st and 15. Ball will be spotted at the 32. Heron is the deep back. McCray offset is the fullback in the I formation. Rucker to the bottom of the screen. He's now in motion. Ball swings it out to Rucker. Kyle Jefferson hits him, but Rucker breaks the tackle, still fighting, gets across the 30 and down near the 28-yard line. Good strong run by Rucker.
He was determined on that play.
And what they're trying to do is just get their ball to one of their skill position players that can make something happen outside the tackles. So it'll bring up a 2nd down and 11 now, as the ball will be spotted at the 28-yard line. And again, an official's timeout. More equipment issues.
I said it's been a hard-hitting affair.
And you see Coach McDaniel trying to get the mouthpiece to Chris Rucker, and he's going to need it the way things are, the way the hitting's going on.
A lot of popping.
Ball will be spotted at the 28-yard line of Glenville, and it actually will be 2nd down and 11. And you know, you're in 4-down territory here. So
there's no doubt.
You start chipping away, and you want to get it into something that's 3rd and manageable. So, I formation, Heron the deep back, McCray is the up back. Play action, Qualls. Pressure, breaks free, and he will be brought down from behind. Good pursuit. Martin, one of the guys, Jermel Martin.
And also number 55 coming in there as well, and that's LeBron Daniel, the senior, giving chase at 2.62, 2 1/4. There he is. He's the one that brought the initial pressure and got him to be flushed out of the pocket. But simply, that's team speed.
Yep. And Hassan Crutcher back there as well. So there are 3 guys living in the backfield, and it's an awfully tough way to play quarterback. 3rd down and 20 now for Harding, as the ball spotted back at the 37-yard line. McCray, the up back in an offset I. Heron is the deep back. Qualls wants to throw, quick hitter behind Rucker, incomplete. Play was there, just didn't deliver it.
Quick slant, one-on-one coverage. He had the inside position, just unable to connect with him.
And on 4th and 20, it's you see Coach McDaniel. Might as well, no harm in going for it.
No, you're going to run a play here. You know, this lead, without question, is probably going to be insurmountable. But, there's still a lot of things you need to work on because you still have a lot of games left in this season. So it's still a game of blocking, tackling, technique, and you need to work on it.
And Harding's schedule isn't the easiest ever, and certainly the same this year. But Heron the deep back, McCray again offset in the I. Qualls wants to throw, going down the sidelines. Good coverage, just good coverage. He's looking for Rucker, but there was nowhere to put the ball where he could catch it.
Well, they played 3 deep coverage that time. They played the 3 deep zone, knowing that they had to go deep into the air, and then again, you had double coverage on that far side as you had help.
Otis Merrill was the one there. And let's take a look at Harding. They got Bookdale coming up, and Bookdale is in desperate straits. They're 0-2. They need that game. Then Mooney, Woodrow Wilson from the Youngstown area, Ursuline, another traditional power. So not an exactly easy stretch for Harding either. And be interesting to see how they rebound. You can be sure Coach McDaniel will have them ready for the Bookdale Griffins.
This is good.
Hines is going to continue at quarterback, Dave.
Yep. The same basic look. They spread it out. 3 wide receivers, 2 backs. Hines, quick hitter. And gets it out to William Lowe, and he's kind of pushed out of bounds.
Well, William Lowe was set out a little bit wider than those 2 backs that set on each side of the quarterback. He was about 3 or 4 yards further on the right, and the play, the way it was set up at the line of scrimmage, you knew that it was coming to him from at least our vantage point, because we have that, more of the bird's eye view that we can see, and that play was going to him all the way. May see Glenville working on a lot of different offensive plays now.
Shotgun formation for the Tar Blooders. Hines swings it out low, can't handle it. Tried to run before he caught it.
Yes.
He had some room.
Yes, they did. Yes, he did. And they did the exact same play, only they flipped it. Same offensive formation, same lineup. They just went to the left side instead of the right side.
And you know, that is a play that Glenville likes to run. It's the same thing that Coach McDaniel was trying to do. Get the ball to your skill position players where they can make some things happen. And you break a tackle and it's,
Usually you have one-on-one there.
Yep.
Then when you make a move, you only have the safety that's left between you and the goal line.
Shotgun formation again, 3 wide receiver set. Hines over the middle, deep, deflected, almost intercepted. Good defense by Chris Rucker.
Yeah, absolutely.
He read that play the whole way.
And went up to the highest point and almost came down with it. That was
trouble with the snap there for
well, you got to credit him for keeping his poise too, and you have to worry about gripping the football right when you're throwing it. So
that'll bring up a 4th and 11, a punting situation as the crowd a little bit stunned at what they've seen here. 41-7, Glenville at the lead.
First punt for Glenville?
I think it's the second.
Second,
yeah.
Okay. First one coming in the first quarter.
Half, yeah, way back in the first half. Hines, a little bit of a high snap, handles it. Nice kick. High spiral, fair catch call for Rucker. He gets hit.
You got to get a flag there.
And let's see. No
They're
flags
not
down.
going to give them.
Yeah, 4:18 to go in the third quarter. 41-7. Harding is trailing Glenville. It's big game Saturday here on ONN. We'll be back after this timeout.
Central Ohio is truck country, and nobody has a bigger selection of Ford trucks than Buckeye Ford in London. We have hundreds of trucks in stock at the lowest prices imaginable. And for a limited time, get 0% financing for 72 months. That's right, save thousands now at Buckeye Ford because nobody beats a Buckeye deal, guaranteed. Buckeye Ford, celebrating 20 years of serving Central Ohio and 20,000 trucks on the road. Visit the Buckeye Truck Factory just off I-70 in London.
This season on ONN.
What a retaliation!
Prepare yourself as Major League Soccer kicks off with the one and only Columbus Crew. Watch the crew battle it out from the first kick to the last goal. Catch all the action as ONN brings you the Columbus Crew live all season long. One nation on the side. ONN, the crew plays here.
Welcome back to Mollenkopf Stadium. 1st and 10 for Harding from the 32-yard line. Heron fighting, but just too much pursuit. And he basically gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
Oh, if they could have checked off on that play. Glenville was lined up defensively wrong. And then they had to chase here because you had a wide receiver here on the near side that wasn't covered. And if they could have checked off real quick, they could have had a big play. But then again, the speed of Glenville, they are able to, if they do something wrong, they're able to compensate for it because that speed gets them to the ball carrier.
And they actually don't get back to the line of scrimmage. Loss of 2, so it'll be 2nd and 12. They'll put Heron out in the slot. McCray will be the lone back behind Qualls. 2nd and 12. Blitz coming. Bruce Davis causes the fumble, and it is recovered by Glenville's Jamel Martin. But Bruce Davis, unblocked, hits the quarterback, causes the fumble.
Turnover number 6, and again, the defensive line speed, the linebacker speed, all there. Look how quick in the back. Nobody there to pick him up. You got to pick that guy up. He came in totally untouched.
Heck of a play. Martin comes up with the fumble, and this defense has been outstanding. I mean, they've been quick, they've been active, they've been aggressive, they've hit, they've caused turnovers. Anything you want from a defense, they have done. They've dominated.
Corner coverage, safety help, linebacker play, defensive tackles. Completely.
Yeah.
I mean, just a complete defensive performance here tonight.
And the ball goes to Glenville at Harding's 16-yard line after the turnover. 1st and 10. And that same 3 wide receiver set out of the shotgun. They give it to Hale, and he tries to cut it back, but a nice play by David Harsh to shut that down early.
Yeah, the senior at 5'8", 202, very strong on that frame, able to wrap him up.
And the ball will be spotted right back at the 16-yard line. So actually, they'll make it to 14. So 2nd and 8.
You know, you see high schools that emerge and have good programs. And, you know, it's not just what you have at the high school level. It's when you have other athletes at a young age playing in that system and believing in it. That's how you're able to reload year after year.
Same formation. They give it to Jones, and tough running inside. Picks up a couple. He'll get down near the 12.
Just an inside give and just minimal gain.
Bring up a 3rd down and 6. As Harding's defense has really been, they've been in trouble all night, predominantly because of the turnovers.
Right. I mean, you can't give a team like this on a short field. I mean, their average starting position or the line of scrimmage probably is like their own 45, if not better than that.
And Coach Ginn has to be thrilled with the effort he got. He was pretty up front. We need this. We need this badly, and they're going to get it. Shotgun formation. Hines keeps it, breaks the tackle, gets down near the 10, but he'll be well short of the 1st down.
Well, sometimes you hear people say a cliche like, you know, that loss could be the best thing that ever happened to us. And, you know, that could actually play a part for this team maybe, you know.
Well,
and I'm not taking anything away from Mentor here. I'm not saying that, you know, Glenville should have won, but what I'm saying is there was no doubt that opening loss was a wake-up call to this team.
Well, and more than anything, they've got so many new players that aren't used to each other. You know, it's going to keep getting better and better. And Christian Bryant is on to try a field goal. High snap handled. The ball is placed down. The kick is no good. It's going to be wide right, so it'll remain 41-7. Glenville, 1:10 remaining in the 3rd quarter. You're watching Big Game Saturday here on ONN.
These days, you can buy more things in more places than ever before. You'd think that would make things simpler.
I'd like a venti quad cappuccino, short and dry.
With wings, half-cap mocha with whip and rum, please.
But it just makes it more complicated. That's why at Grange, we still sell our auto insurance through independent agents. It's a far smoother, more comfortable process than buying from a stranger over some 1-800 line. It's good to know what you're buying and who you're buying it from.
Interested in a career in alternative medicine? The American Institute of Alternative Medicine is an institution providing instruction for programs in acupuncture, Chinese, and Western massage therapy. Financial aid is available for those who qualify. To tour our school, contact admissions today at 614-825-6278. The American Institute of Alternative Medicine, teaching alternative ways to heal the world since 1994.
The 2006 official Paul Bunyan Show has a new home. The original American Forestry Show will be held October 6th through the 8th at the Guernsey County Fairgrounds in Cambridge, Ohio. Enjoy lumberjack competitions, forestry equipment demonstrations, great food, and family entertainment. Brought to you by Husqvarna and ONN. For more information, visit www.ohioforest.org.
Welcome back to Warren, Ohio. 1st and 10 from the 20 for Warren Harding. Handoff goes to Dan Herron, and he'll pick up maybe a yard. But again, that front 7 for Glenville just dominating.
Too athletic, too dominating, too much speed. And, you know, Dan Herron's probably found some of the toughest running here tonight that he's found in his career here.
Yeah, and probably won't see this tougher running again. 2nd down and 10. You see the time remaining, 3rd quarter.
McCray now back at the deep back.
Yep, Herron split out. They've been doing that in passing situations for blocking purposes. That's what they do again. Gets it to Parker. Cordell Scott hits him, but Parker going to get it out near the 1st down.
That is a pass that has worked for him.
Right.
And that little post route or that curl back in route or a little hitch, if you will, that has worked for him.
And they'll actually mark him a yard short of the 1st down. And delivered you know, when it's delivered well, that has been very effective. And there's been a couple times where the throw has been off. And
they missed.
And it's been there.
Right.
Ball at the 29-yard line, but that's the end of the third quarter. 41-7. Glenville leading Harding. Big game Saturday on ONN will continue after this timeout.
The ONN Big Game of the Week is brought to you by Grange Insurance, your partner in protection. Fort Rapids Water Park Resort, located in Columbus, Ohio. The Ohio State Highway Patrol, buckle up for a successful season. The Ohio Army National Guard, 1-800-GO-GUARD. Marathon, fueling the American spirit. Advance Auto Parts, we're ready in advance. Central Ohio Technical College and OSU Newark. And Sports Medicine Grant and Orthopedic Associates, the leader in sports medicine and orthopedic care in Central Ohio.
Discover one of the 10 largest indoor water park resorts in the U.S., Fort Rapids in Columbus, Ohio. 12 exciting water slides, a 50-foot slide tower, 40-mile-per-hour bull ride, 4-lane bag racer, and the Raging Bull await you. Fort Rapids has it all with tanning beds, virtual golf, Old West photography studio, and a huge arcade. Stay the night in one of our 338 rooms or suites. Come visit the gift shop, restaurant, and our Old West saloon. Rain or shine, the fun awaits you at Fort Rapids Water Park Resort, I-70 at Hamilton Road in Columbus, Ohio.
Welcome back to Warren, Ohio. 3rd and 1 for the Harding Raiders from the 29-yard line. Movement on the line. We hadn't seen that since the first
right.
quarter.
And what happened there is Glenville jumped, and then the left tackle moved. Now, as you see the left tackle there, but the thing is when Glenville jumped, were they in the line? Were they in the neutral zone? Because if they were in there, and that's what they're talking about. If Glenville was in there first, then it is offsides Glenville. But if they didn't get in the neutral zone and just moved, then it's a procedure penalty.
And it is offsides, and that will give them the first down.
And that's a good call because I thought that Glenville was in the neutral zone.
So the ball will be moved out to the 34-yard line, where the Raiders will maintain possession and get a fresh set of downs.
That's nice to get a first down on a penalty. Nobody gets hit.
Exactly. Nobody gets hit. There's not a risk of a turnover.
Exactly.
A lot of good things happen for the offense with that. And Qualls has been the quarterback since that first series.
Right.
Yeah. He did the first series and Scott did the second, but it has been Qualls all the way after that. 1st and 10. Heron the lone back. Throwing up top. Rucker covered well. And dropped. Scott almost had his 3rd interception.
I don't mean to chuckle, but I tell you, Scott's played a whale of a ball game, but he's going to be thinking about that one when he goes to bed. He's like, gosh, I could have had 3 of them.
Yeah, he was in perfect position, and it almost looked like he slipped when he went to grab it. Yeah, he just.
Well, he didn't look it in.
So it'll bring up a 2nd and 10 now.
Sometimes you're so open to make a play, it's just so easy that you can't come up with it.
I formation. McCray, the up back, the deep back is Dan Heron. Rucker to the bottom of the screen. Owens to the top. They pitch it to Heron. Nice block by McCray. Heron still fighting for yardage, and he'll get out about the 38, 39-yard line.
Well, you got to credit Heron. He is running with determination. He's doing everything he can to get everything he can. You know, this is a back that, Ohio State likes, has already verbally committed to him. You know, he has to have some skills, and he is running with some determination.
Pick up a 4, so it'll be 3rd and 6. Unfortunately, there hadn't been much running room for him thanks to that defense.
Yeah, and the defense has just been pushing back the offensive line. There just hasn't been anything there at the point of attack.
3rd and 6, McCray the lone back. Qualls. Quick drop. Parker.
Yeah, he was there early.
Yeah, that's a good call. That's interference.
Yeah, absolutely. He got there and hit him in the back right before that ball got there. But that pass is so quick. You know, you take a 3-step drop, boom, bang, and right there on his back. And again, they're having to throw those kind of passes because there's no chance to do a 5-step drop, set up in the pocket. You've got somebody in your face, so they're having to rely on that quick 3-step drop and then something real short.
And it's a constant timing thing too. It's not like they can let anything develop.
That's right.
15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage in high school as opposed to the point of the foul, which it is in the NFL. But either way, it'll be marked out to the 47-yard line of Glenville after the pass interference penalty. 1st and 10 for Harding. Heron the deep back, McCray again the up back. Play action, Rucker going deep, and he overshoots his man.
Oh, I was thinking that maybe Scott was riding that hand a little bit, trying to slow up the receiver.
Antoine Rucker, the intended receiver that time.
I thought he was holding kind of Rucker at bay, just a little range finder there with the right hand.
It'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 for the Raiders.
But that time, that was a 7-step drop, and they froze the rush because of the play fake. That's the fake give to the running back. That's why he was able to drop back and didn't have that much pressure to set up that long pass.
Offset I, Heron is the deep back. The up back is McCray. And defense is stacked to the bottom part of the screen, and they're running the other way. Heron, nice cut. 35, he's to the 40, down to the 35, and inside the 35 to the 33.
Owens, Travis Owens, number 3, a senior, was the one that sprung that play. Just a beautiful block. He was able just to get on his man, and hopefully we can see it. And there it is. You see number 3 kind of get his guy and turn him, and that sprung the play.
Nice run by Heron as they'll get inside the 35 to the 33-yard line of Glenville, where it will be 1st and 10 for the Raiders. Heron again will line up as the deep back.
Big plays downfield a lot of times are credited to the wide receivers making blocks downfield for you.
This time a real tight formation. Play action. Qualls steps up, looking, intercepted and dropped.
Is that another one?
No, that was Hines that time. Burchard Hines. Burchard Hines, which is Jamel's brother, dropped that one. And that was just off target again. The man was there, and Qualls just, had to rush it a little bit, didn't follow through.
That ball floated on him, too. Didn't have that tight spiral.
Yeah, I think he saw his man, and he didn't really set up with his shoulders and follow through, and it kind of sailed.
There you go.
2nd down and 10. They do basically the same formation, switch the receivers to the bottom part of the screen. They'll flip it to Heron. Nice cut, still on his feet, and he'll fight forward down near the 25-yard line. It'll be marked at the 26.
Every single running back that is a very good running back, has one attribute, and that is vision and patience. I guess that's 2 things, right? And there you see the patience, waiting for the play to develop, letting his blockers get on the defenders to create those seams and lanes for him. Every single running back that is exceptional has those attributes.
And they get inside the ball's just inside the 27-yard line. Pick up a 7, so it'll be 3rd down and 3. They give it to Heron again, breaks the tackle, and gets maybe a yard as Martin
playing both ways.
He hit him and got enough of him that he really couldn't fight for much after that initial contact.
Yeah.
Bring up a 4th and 2, and you can bet the Raiders will go for it again.
Oh, yeah. But what do you call on 4th down and 2? You have those quick 3-step drop passes. But, short yardage, you can still try to get it with a run.
Owens to the bottom part of the screen. Antoine Rucker to the top. Parker's lined up in a tight end position. Qualls wants to throw, looking for Parker, overshoots him.
Had him open.
Didn't get enough under it.
Nope. Put a little bit more air under it, a little bit more height. He's able to run under it. Well-designed play.
Yep.
5-step drop. And just needed to put that in the air a little bit more, and that would have gave his receiver
and that's
time
what
to
they
come up.
refer to as touch. A little bit more touch on that, and it was a great call because the linebackers all went to the back there on that fake swing. And it'll turn the ball over on downs to Glenville, and it'll be spotted at the 29-yard line, or actually 25-yard line. And Coach Tom McDaniel, you see his record there, 55-17 is the head coach here. And He also has 2 state championships when he was at McKinley. Canton McKinley. Glenville will go back to the ground and pick up a couple as Curtis Hale runs it.
Actually, a new quarterback in Terrence Owens getting a snap, number 16, working that offense for Glenville now, as they can bring in a lot of different players, a lot of different substitutes, and give other people a chance to play.
Owens just a sophomore. Out of the shotgun formation, low snap, handles it, and the handoff goes to Friesen. Flag comes in, so this one, I think that's going to be a holding. I think it's going to come back, but Shannon Friesen in there.
So everybody probably going to get a chance to play in this one.
And there you see Coach Ginn.
He's got to be happy.
Oh,
what happened earlier today as well.
Yeah.
I tell you, when a coach,
you see it is a holding penalty.
It is a hold. Yeah, take a look at that. When a coach sees that his athletes go to the next level and perform so well, they're just tickled to death. And then they're even more tickled to death when they graduate as well, which his quarterback did.
And exactly, and right. It feeds. It keeps feeding the program is what it does as well.
And Troy Smith graduated earlier and doing a heck of a job for the Buckeyes.
Owens handles the snap again, gives it to Shannon Friesen, dancing and fights forward and gets out near the 30-yard line. So he'll get some of that penalty yardage back.
Right. Pretty big kid there too. Look at
now the weight room was in use, and look at that line.
Well, and you look at Raul there, number 70, and I mean, 6'5", 350, but he's had a few pancakes in this ball game, and he has good feet and he moves well.
And the thing we need to point out, he's just a junior, so he's here for another year. Shotgun formation. A nice run. And it will be a little bit short of the first down. It'll be the fourth down and 2 punting situation.
Yeah, this is just your blockers going to the right. It's not a pitch, but it is still kind of like a student body right.
And that will bring on the punting unit for Glenville. Chris Rucker will drop back to receive the kick. And it'll be Christian Bryant again. High snap, Bryant handles it. Low line drive. And Rucker wisely going to let it bounce. Ball will be down at the 36. 6:39 to go in the fourth quarter. 41-7, Glenville leading Harding. Big game Saturday on O&N will continue after this timeout.
Got into this because I like to tell stories. I like to inform. I like to educate. So in a newsroom, that's what it's all about. It's about us being researchers. It's about us being fact checkers. It's about us backing up each and every word every time we tell that story. Basically, people want their news in a pretty simple fashion. They want to know how it's relevant to them, why it's important. And that's what journalism is about.
In Toledo, you know you can trust NBC 24. Now, NBC 24 teams up with O&M to deliver news from across our region 24 hours a day. O&M has news, weather, and sports relevant to you anytime you're ready, with headlines every 15 minutes and weather on the 10s. Plus, you'll see NBC 24 reporters on O&M and O&M updates on NBC 24. Get your news from Toledo's team you can trust. NBC 24, Toledo's weather station, and O&M, relevant, important, convenient.
Welcome back to Warren, Ohio. 6:38 to go. Falls gives it to Heron, breaks a tackle, but the pursuit is in waves.
Well, this is the second team defense now. This is Pierre Harris. Number 40 in there for a stop. I mean, this is a whole new, new defensive lineman, new defensive end. McGowan.
Yeah, Marion McGowan, great penetration to really throw the timing of that off. And Dan Herring's got to get the hat back on there as his helmet came undone.
Been a tough night for 22. He's earned every single yard
And
he picked up tonight.
He has not shied away from the contact.
No.
You saw a loss of 3 on the play. It's 2nd and 13.
Still.
I gotta get the helmet.
Well,
straight, right?
we said you heard that term, helmet rattler. Well, there you go.
Got to get that straightened away. Can't get the snap back in there. Equipment manager's waiting to try to give him a hand.
Yeah, referee has to be pretty good in hardwares, right?
Exactly. Coach, it's broke. It'll be 2nd and 13 when we get things rolling and they start the clock. Brandon McCray, the lone back. Ryan Chambers is split to the top of the screen. Balls, quick drop, incomplete.
Timing route, as you mentioned, those short passes, that just a straight down and out real quick, unable to hit them.
Antoine Rucker, the intended receiver, and it's just real tough because when you're doing quick timing patterns, any bump, anything throws off that timing,
right.
And it's just real tough to work on. And you see, we will be in Central Ohio. Friday, Lancaster against Grove City, and then Saturday, D6 Powers, Mogador at Newark Catholic.
Look out for the Greyhounds. Grove City 2-0, big wins.
And Glover gets some work at the tailback position and takes the pitch, but he'll find the running just as rough, and it will be 4th and long, as Glenville has been impressive.
Yeah, on both sides of the ball, and we had a chance to see St. Ed's offensive line and how good they performed in their game against Benedictine, and I tell you, Glenville is just so impressive on both sides of the ball on the line of scrimmage.
And dropping back to receive the kick for Glenville will be Shelton Lundy and Kevin Johnson. Brandon Angster will kick it away. Floating kick, it'll be Lundy. And
his knee was
down, so they'll take over at the 33. 5:03 to go, 41-7. Glenville leading Harding. Big game Saturday on O&N will continue after this timeout.
It's simple. O&M delivers the news and information you're looking for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Headlines and in-depth stories 4 times an hour during news programs.
Here's a look at Ohio news now.
Ohio weather on the 10s.
Your weather forecast every 10 minutes. Really going to like that forecast.
Special features on Ohio Dayside.
Ooh, it's so good.
Plus, get your health, lifestyle, and business updates. It's simple. Get the news and information you need whenever you need it. O&M. Relevant, important, convenient.
Every day, online predators make their way into homes uninvited and unnoticed. Help delete online predators. To learn what you can do to protect your kids' online life, visit cybertipline.com.
O&N News is all we do. We are a 24-hour news network. We're going to give you the top stories from Cincinnati, Cleveland, Columbus, and all the small little towns in between. And I think we have the opportunity to dive deep into stories and tell the important issues in a way that people can understand and in a way that people can see how a particular issue relates to their lives. I think that's the most important thing that O&N does.
Welcome back. And the Tarblooders take over 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. And running with the ball is Deron Hawkins.
Number 20,
and Hawkins gets out to the 47-yard line. And that'll be a 1st down for Glenville.
Getting a chance to, I think this is unofficially like his 6th carry of the ball game. We've had 6 different running backs and now our 3rd quarterback.
And Arsenio Winston is the new quarterback for Glenville.
Number 14, so that's our 3rd one in this ball game.
Winston up under center. He gives it to Hawkins again. Hawkins trying to get the corner, but good pursuit. Nice tackle
Jefferson.
for Brandon Davis, yeah.
Travis Owens there.
Yeah, and Davis gets the tackle. Owens turned him in.
Yep. Well, the coaching staff of Glenville leaving the press box, and they've got to be completely proud of their guys tonight. They have just played so well. If anything, I still, even though they made a couple of PATs, still have maybe some kicking issues that they may want to look at, especially when you get into the playoffs, because that can always play a factor.
And you know they'll address the offsides and the penalties that they had early in the game. But that's a good look. It's Arsenio Winston, rather. And Winston play action, wants to keep it. Nice move, cuts it upfield and crosses midfield and gets down to the 47-yard line.
Yeah, that was a boot all the way. That was bootleg all the way. Go with the pro set eye, which I wonder if that was the first time they actually ran a straight eye in this ball game.
Well, a quarterback that can do that out in open space just adds another whole dimension that the defense has to worry about.
Well, historically, since I've been back in Ohio and in the few years before coming back, their quarterbacks have been able to run.
With the exception of Arvell Nelson was a pocket guy last year. He's at Iowa. And again, nice run by Duron Hawkins, and he is going to be about a half-yard short by where they mark it. We'll call it a yard, 4th and 1, and probably a punting situation for the Tarblooders.
Yeah, he wasn't much of a runner, but a strong arm.
Yep.
That guy had an arm.
and you give him time, and he'll get it done.
He had some receivers last year, too, to throw to.
All 4 of them went Big Ten. All 4 of their starters went Big Ten. And our Grange Insurance MVP, a guy that got it done early for Glenville, Cordell Scott. And yeah, he should smile. Had a big touchdown reception first quarter, followed it up with an interception return for a touchdown. And there you see the slant pattern and the touchdown from Jamel Hines. Also had an interception return for a touchdown coming up right here as he played that perfectly. Had another touchdown and there's the second touchdown, also had another interception. And he can rest and smile and
Yeah, but
right.
Cordell, you missed one.
His 3rd interception. Always got to give him a hard time, don't you?
Just having some fun. What a whale of a ball game he played.
And Glenville punted, and Harding will get the ball 1st and 10 from their own 20. 2:18 remaining in the 4th quarter. And again, if you're Harding, best thing to do is forget about this game. Matt Straniak, Straniak is in at quarterback. Handoff, and it's Brandon Davis running with it.
As a senior at 5'7", 175 pounds.
And not much running room. They try to run wide, and they'll lose a couple.
The defensive speed. I mean, this whole team, from top to bottom has speed. And size, too. Don't forget about the power that they've had with that line. Yes, so you complement speed and power. That's tough to beat. Sometimes power can beat speed. Sometimes speed can beat power. But when you have them both combined, that's scary.
Good luck.
Yes.
2nd and 12 from the 18-yard line. Davis again. Follows his blocking, and then he is just upended at the 20. So he got back. He might have got to the 21, but he got those yards that he lost back, and just a nice pop.
We heard a lot of popping here tonight.
And remember, after the game, hear what Coach Jim Tressel had to say about the Buckeyes' big win over Northern Illinois. An encore edition of Post Game Live coming up after this ball game right here on ONN.
What a great game the Buckeyes played there, and special season, even with the target on their back, ranked #1.
3rd and 9 now for the Raiders as we're inside a minute. Pitch comes to Davis again, following his blocking. Nice cut outside. 25-30, 35-40, and ridden out of bounds is Brandon Davis. Nice run, though, and a first down for Harding as we are at 44 seconds.
Well, these youngsters that don't get in, often, they want to make plays for themselves, and none better there.
And Brandon Davis has actually run the ball pretty nicely a couple times.
Yeah, he has.
Watch the blocking, too, up front. Follows his fullback, McCray, here.
Now, McCray's
the
a starter.
Block up. Yeah,
yep.
He set that block up real nicely. Ball spotted at the 42-yard line. 47 seconds remaining. Davis, patient, finds the hole, 50, 45 at Glenville, spins out to the 44, down to the 43-yard line. And making the tackle for Glenville is Jameel Johnson.
Well, the second team's beating the second team now on this one. At the point of the attack, the offensive line doing a better job getting blocks on Glenville, and then excellent running.
And they'll get it down to the 38-yard line of Glenville. 1st and 10 for the Raiders. Davis will get it again. And this time,
and right when you say that, bang.
Big hit.
Pierre Harris.
Yeah.
And Harris at 5'11", 190, playing like he's about 235, 240.
Just
boom.
Fills the hole and shuts down the run.
Going back to the Buckeyes just real quick, and
we're out of time. 41-7, our final score. Glenville impressive in their win. Both teams now 1-1 for Eric Thacker. This is Dave Bacon. Remember, post-game live with Jim Tressel coming up next right here on ONN. We'll see you Friday from Central Ohio, Lancaster at Grove City.
9 years ago, we built a channel around Ohio. Today, we work hard to bring you the state in a way no one else can.
Your headlines every 15 minutes.
We deliver the important information relevant to your life.
At Ohio News Now.
Whether it's on air, online, on the go, or on demand, we bring you the news in the most convenient way possible.
Another check of your forecast on the 10th.
That's what makes us different. And that's why Ohio's watching. Relevant, important, convenient. This is ONN. On the next Discover Ohio, arts, culture, and so much more. An inspirational outing awaits the entire family in Amish country. From their fascinating traditions to their charming way of life, we're taking a journey up north to home scouting. Then it's Ohio's mecca of creativity. We'll discover the unique town of Yellow Springs. From the bustling major cities to the charming small towns, there's so much to see and do in Ohio.
I'm Erica Robbins. Join us for the next Discover Ohio.
Now, an ONN Sports Special Presentation. This is Buckeye Blitz Postgame Live, presented in part by State Farm Insurance, Bloomberg Eye Center, OSU Newark Central Ohio Technical College, and Marathon Oil. Now, Postgame Live.
Good evening, Ohio. Welcome to Buckeye Blitz Postgame Live with Jim Tressel. I'm Dave Chudowski. After weeks and weeks of talking about being number one, finally the Buckeyes hit the field to show the country they are deserving. The Bucks with a 35-12 win today over Northern Illinois. Game number one of the season, first time OSU and NIU have matched up. Let's take a look at the first half highlights. After a Buckeye hold on defense, the offense gets right at it. First play, a dandy. Troy Smith to Brian Hartline. The redshirt Frosch picks up 32 yards, and it's on. Smith 3 of 3 for 46 yards in the first drive. The final 5 is good for 6 points. Wide open is Ted Ginn Jr. Just like that, 7-zip Buckeyes. Speaking of just like that, next OSU possession, it's attack mode. The fans are looking for it. Smith up top to who else? It's Ginn. He's gone. 58 yards. No one even in the neighborhood. 14-zip Bucks. The two Heisman hopefuls connecting twice in a blink for 2 scores. Wondering about that defense. True Frosch, Ross Holman first with a big play, and then a big sack there for the Buckeyes. Vernon Goldstein causing chaos all day. Now the Buckeyes score again. It's Troy Smith to Gonzalez. This one just getting out of hand. That was a big touchdown for Anthony Gonzalez. And then a big play here for the Buckeyes on defense. They get some big defense there. Larry Grant gets the pick. Defense making a statement. Buckeyes led 21-zip after 1 quarter. That leads to this. First play of the second quarter, another true frosh. Highly touted Chris Wells into the end zone from 8 yards, capping the 5-play, 43-yard drive. 28-0 Ohio State. That's the score at the half. Things slowed down in the second half. NIU added a field goal, making it 28-6 when the Bucks turned to the guy from Akron Garfield, Chris Beanie Wells. A big 4th down run for 9 yards to the NIU 26, and from there, Wells a workhorse, picking up 21 yards on his next 2 carries. He gets 6 straight carries, but commits his first mistake, putting the ball on the ground for the first Buckeye turnover of the season, giving the Huskies a slight pulse as we head to the 4th quarter. 28-6 Bucks, but that pulse is dead after the first play of the final quarter. Antonio Pittman plunges in from 1 yard out on 3rd down. The Buckeyes go up 35-6. Pittman 19 carries, 111 yards. Smith and Ginn just big days. They connect for another one here in the 4th. 56 yards on this one. Justin Zwick would turn it on. He would turn it over, I'm sorry. 2 plays later, Smith, the one turning it on. 297 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Ginn, 4 grabs, 123 yards, and the 2 touchdowns. 35-12, Ohio State wins big. After a big first half, they hold on in a big, big way. Well, we bring you everything right after the game here on ONN, including quality insight from the scene. But before we head to that, we're going to head to a break. We'll head to Ohio Stadium in just a bit. But for now, these messages.
Now is the time to join the Ohio State University Newark and be a part of the Buckeye tradition. You'll experience one of the nation's foremost research and academic institutions.
I'm getting my bachelor's degree in English, and I can fill all 4 years here at the Newark campus.
I really like the attention I get from the faculty and staff.
The Ohio State University Newark offers the best of Big Ten academics and one of the nation's top 3 technical education centers. Become a Buckeye and do something great. Enroll at OSU Newark today.
I own this marathon station, and I'm proud to be part of this community.
That's why at my marathon station, we treat you the way we would want to be treated.
It's like neighbor helping neighbor around here, and I love that.
We know what our customers want. We see these people every day.
It may sound simple, but we work hard to serve you better.
That's the American spirit, and I believe you'll find that at Marathon.
Marathon, fueling the American spirit.
When people come to Bloomberg Eye Center, they just can't wait to tell their family and friends about their experience. A few months ago, we had a gentleman come in for LASIK. 2 weeks later, his twin brother came in. They both wore glasses for over 40 years. The next thing you know, his wife came in, and then his daughter. It became a regular family affair. Now, his last daughter's coming all the way from Kansas to have LASIK surgery at the Bloomberg Eye Center. And we're going to do a great job for her, too.
Call Bloomberg Eye Center 888-539-EYES. Like thousands of others, you'll see.
Okay, bye.
Bye. See you tonight.
Love you.
Love you too.
Oh, okay, that's my foot.
I'm State Farm Agent LaDonna Young Hansen. This is a true story.
We didn't know what kind of claim it was, because was it going to be an auto claim or a homeowner's claim?
Having one agent for all your insurance needs has its advantages.
And she handled all the paperwork.
In minutes.
She made the process totally painless.
Well, not totally. I mean,
Okay.
Nobody takes care of you like State Farm.
Like a good neighbor.
State Farm is there.
We bring you everything right after the game here on ONN, including quality insight from the scene of today's big win. Dan Decrow was at Ohio Stadium today, along with former Buckeye running back Michael Wiley. Dan, today the Bucks were as good as advertised.
Dave, an outstanding offensive performance for Ohio State, especially in that first quarter. Michael Wiley, nothing conservative about Jim Tressel's game plan early in this contest.
I mean, everybody talk about Tressel ball. Tressel ball is basically getting the job done and everything. So, I mean, I was really excited about how he came out and opened it up.
Troy Smith came out firing the football. First 2 possessions, wound up with a couple of touchdown passes. First a short one to Ted Ginn Jr., and then the bomb on the one-play drive. I mean,
he looked excellent. I mean, he came out, he did everything. I mean, he did everything he needed to, and I mean, he's going to have a big season. I mean, he started out, I mean, putting the ball on the money. I mean, I don't know, I think maybe the first 5 or 6 passes, I mean, he completed was, I mean, dead on target and everything. So it's gonna be all right this year.
One thing Troy Smith did not do in this game was run the football. There was only one play where he kind of went down the line on the option, and that was on the very first drive down in the red zone. Other than that, they were straight drop backs, look down the field, spot an open receiver, and hit him.
I mean, I think he's gonna be more of a passer this year. I mean, because I think he can put up 300 yards passing the game. And was he right around 300 today or somewhere around
297.
there? So, I mean, I think he doesn't have to use his legs as much. And we got a stable of running backs, as you've seen today. And I think we'll get the job done with the running backs, let them run the ball and let Troy continue passing.
Let's talk about those running backs. Antonio Pittman, over 100 yards. He was sharp, but the guy that a lot of people wanted to see, the freshman, Chris Beanie-Wells, he had a heck of a performance with the exception of that fumble down in the red zone.
Yeah, I mean, when he first got in the game, he was running hard, and I mean, it was about 6-7 straight carries, and I just think he got a little tired and fatigue set in a little bit, but I mean, Beanie's going to be a heck of a running back here, so I mean, don't worry about the fumble. I mean, he got his touchdown, he got everything under his belt, so he's going to have a great season.
I want to get your impressions on the defense as well. That is the big question coming into this season, replacing 9 starters. Defense gave up a lot of yards today. Garrett Wolf, close to 300 total yards. However, only 1 touchdown and only 12 points.
I mean, our defense, I mean, we had a lot of people rotating in now. I think the secondary, they did their job. I mean, but our D-line, I mean, they were making plays. Linebackers, I mean, we got to tighten up on the run, but overall, I mean, bend, but they don't break. So, I mean, I'll take that. If we can get the job done, I'll take giving up yards and whatnot. I mean, I'll take the victory.
The victory, 35-12, Ohio State beating Northern Illinois in the season opener. As soon as Jim Tressel begins his post-game news conference, we'll bring it to you live here on ONN, Buckeye Blitz Post-Game Live. For Michael Wiley, I'm Dan Decrow. Let's go back to the studio and Dave Chudowski.
All right, Dan, thanks a lot. We'll hear from Jim Tressel in just a moment. A big win, of course, for the Buckeyes. Let's now get our thoughts with Mike Ricciardati, who joins us here to speak about the Buckeyes win each and every week after the Buckeyes. Michael, you know, the game today, I mean, I think we all knew the Buckeyes were going to win, but this is a city that needs to get more and more and more. Are the fans going to be happy with this one?
I think so. You know, we can sit here and nitpick all we want, but, you know, they won the football game. They looked great early in the football game, but you knew there was going to be some struggles. Defense is young, and it's the first time a lot of them are out there for extensive playing time, and I thought under the circumstances, field goal kicking aside, it was a pretty good showing today.
Yeah, we didn't have the Tressel ball necessarily. We saw the Buckeyes open it up. Are we going to see this next week?
I think so. I think because Jim Tressel knows that this is what he has to do with this football team. If he had one of these teams that, you know, can control the clock and you can work the field position battle and go for the 3 points, I think he would play that type of football if he had that type of defense to go along with it. But I think he's smart enough to know that, look, I have all these weapons. It would be foolish of me not to use them properly.
How about the defense? They gave up some 4th down conversions today. That might be a problem, but overall, I think they looked pretty good.
No, they did look pretty good. My only concern is that they were beaten off the line of scrimmage a little bit by an undersized Northern Illinois offensive line. And Garrett Wolf is Garrett Wolf. He's going to run up 100 yards on a lot of teams this season. But then again, he is still only 5'7", and this is a bigger defense. And I think that they'll work on it this week, and obviously they need to get better for Texas next week.
What impressed you most about this game today? As I said, I mean, you know, you figured Ohio State would win. It was just by about how many. What in your mind sticks out the most today?
Ted Ginn for me. And that, you know, it's funny to say that he was still a question mark for me, but he came out at the beginning of last season and great talent, and I'm not disputing that at all, but he has learned how to become a wide receiver, and he showed me more of that today. He is a go-to guy, and the Buckeyes need that go-to guy if this offense is going to be that successful.
I guess if we look at it, there would be maybe one thing that didn't look so good today and could be something that could be a problem later on in a game like Texas. That's the field goal kicking, something we're used to having strong around here.
Well, that's the thing, and they're going to address that, and Jim Tressel gave both guys opportunities today, and you know, did not finish it off, but that's something that he's going to need to work on, and they'll need to address that problem this week.
All right, Mike, as always, thank you very much for your thoughts and insights. You know, the Buckeyes, they're always dominating when they open up a season. They've won 41 of their last 41 non-conference games at home in Ohio Stadium. Of course, that loss to Texas last year, maybe a little revenge is needed on the road next week. Now, Jim Tressel gets his 32nd win at home. He just rolls and rolls and rolls for the Buckeyes. And now we're going to hear from the coach as he's about to head in. But before we do that, let's talk about some of the stars of today's game. Of course, Troy Smith and Ted Ginn Jr., they just jumped out right off the bat, connecting for 2 touchdowns early on. Of course, Troy Smith hit Gonzalez for a touchdown as well, as the Buckeyes' offenses looked as good as advertised and we expected. The defense looked good as well today as the Buckeyes get a big win over Northern Illinois. in their first game of the season. There is head coach Jim Tressel. Let's hear from the coach.
Go over there, check. He's got it over there. Yeah, right over there. Just get in the middle and just go. We'll have an opening statement from Coach Tressel, then open it to questions. Please raise your hand and get the hand mic before you ask your question. Coach?
Well, I think a lot of this ball game was what we expected, and that was that we were going to play against a tough football team who happened to have a great back. They were going to be a team that was going to fight you all the way to the end. You know, sometimes when you get in these types of games and you get an early lead, you know, you get a little bit sloppy, I think, and you know, we can't have a holding penalty which stalls a drive on offense. We can't have turnovers that keep us from scoring points. You know, we can't miss tackles. We missed some tackles. Despite how good Garrett Wolf is, there's some guys we play in the next 11 weeks that are pretty darn good as well. So we're going to have a chance to learn a lot. Lots of guys got lots of snaps. I don't know how many total plays there were in the game. They were saying in the Thursday games there were about 20 less plays per game because of the clock change. Now I don't know how many plays we had in this game totally, but we wanted to get as many snaps as we could. We've got a lot of guys that need experience. We've got a lot of guys that have been working hard and deserve those snaps. And it was a good victory against a tough football team, and we had excellent leadership throughout the winter, spring, and preseason, and you know, I think we took a step forward today.
Let's have maybe an opening comment from Troy. Troy, your thoughts on the game, and then we'll do the same with the rest of the captains, and then we'll open it to questions.
For the most part, I thought we did a good job the whole way around. Offensively, I think the guys up front did exactly what, you know, we game plan to do. You know, get a 100-yard rusher every game, protect the quarterback, and, you know, we did just that. Can't speak enough about the offensive line, time in and time out. You know, without them, the game doesn't get played the way it needs to be played. Defensively, I think they did a great job in holding them under 13 points, which is one of our goals, and all around I think we did good.
Quinn?
Defensively, I think we did well. We went in the second half and looked over their stats, and we noticed that really the only defensively that we weren't consistent of, it was the mistakes that we were making that where they were getting the big plays. I think we corrected in the second half, made a little bit more mistakes. A lot of times it's not the all 11 players doing their job consistently, which is what we need to do every week. Other than that, I think up front, put a lot of pressure. I think we got a couple sacks, which is what we need to do year long, and again, consistently doing that all the time.
David Patterson.
Again, on the defensive side of the ball, I was just happy with the effort by everyone on defense. I think, like Quinn said, we did make a few mistakes, but we rallied to the football, and that really helped us out. And also, I just was impressed with how the younger guys handled some adversity. You know, we had a couple breakdowns out there, but you know, we got together and we just knew that the next play was the most important, and we tried to handle that adversity and just come back and keep playing.
Doug?
I think that, and I'm not going to echo what Troy said, but I think up front offensively we had some new guys come in. I thought they filled in, did a good job being consistent. I think that you know, we gave Troy some time. Without watching the film, it's hard to get that, but I think we could have been a little more consistent in the run. And I was happy with how the offensive line performed today so far.
Larry Larson, you're holding the mic. You get the first question.
Thank you, Coach. In the first quarter, Troy threw for 149 yards in the first quarter. And have you had a game where you had such a great start after all this time that you waited for today? First 4 times you touched the ball, you scored a touchdown. Can you talk a little about the onset of the game?
Well, you know, we did come out and strike with some big plays. The nature of their defense was such that, you know, they were going to make sure they crowded the box and try to wrap up and play some man coverage outside. And when you have good protection and the guys covering man, you know, aren't quite as fast as the men they're covering, you know, you got to execute and make those plays. And I thought our receivers ran good routes, opened up the game, you know, with just 4 verticals, and Brian Hartline made a play right off the bat, and then, you know, on down with the rest of them, with Teddy and Gonzo and that whole crew. And you know, it starts, as Troy mentioned, you know, it's not just a cliche, but it starts with time. It's passing game is all about protection. And we've got guys that can complete passes. And we tease them sometimes. I just tell them, shoot, I could complete that with all that time, you know. But it starts, you know, up front. And Troy did a great job of putting the ball in the money for the big plays. And our guys made the catches and you know, got off to that good start.
Clay Hall.
To coach and to Troy, is it important to you that Teddy become the go-to guy, or does it matter? As long as you find one, I guess.
Well, I'll answer it and Troy will answer it, and we'll see if it's the same answer. The go-to guy that I would like to have is the guy that's open. And, you know, if Teddy gets open on the route designed, we better get it to him. In fact, that last one we threw, I was afraid that, you know, we didn't get it to him, and he was pretty open, and he did a good job of playing a nice high vertical ball. But, you know, Teddy can do some things with the ball now. And so if we can design things trying to get him open, I hope Troy goes to him.
I think it's just, you know, we got plays called. You have a progression that you have to follow. You know, if your number one guy is there, you take your number one. If number one's not there, and you go accordingly. We try to get all our playmakers balls. You know, at any given time, a guy can be the go-to guy. You know, pretty much to piggyback on what he said. But you know, we have a play called, and we have a number one, a number two, a number three, and a dump, and that's the way the plays are ran.
Coach, can you just talk about the offensive line? Troy was not close to being sacked at all, and for Doug, just maybe to elaborate on what you have to improve.
I think the offensive line did an excellent job. You know, most sacks occur on missed assignments first. And so I don't think we had any missed assignments, and that's a heck of a start up front. And that means the guy in the center is making the right calls and sending them the right places and that type of thing. And then it's technique. And it'll be interesting to watch the film, but it looked to me from where I stood that their technique was excellent, and we had the time we needed. And you know, we're very aware that the guys rushing the passer next week are going to maybe, you know, be a little bit more skillful than the ones that were this week. But we got better today up there and didn't make assignment errors, and that's a heck of a start. And you know, it starts with Doug.
Doug Porter.
Troy, and
well, wait a minute now. Doug Dash was supposed to.
I'm sorry.
Are you in charge of this or am I, Steve? Come on.
Obviously, it's not me.
Okay.
Today, I thought we took some big steps on the offensive line. We had some guys that were maybe untested at different spots, and they came in and did a great job for us. And I thought one of the best things we did today was communication. We communicate up and down the line, back and forth, so I can get all the information to make the right call. And when we're doing that, that makes my life a lot easier. And I thought we did great with that.
All right, Steve, you're in charge.
Thank you.
Troy, in all your thoughts leading up to this game, could you have imagined a smoother, crisper start for yourself and this offense?
No, I think it's just a credit to everybody around me. Without those, you know, the other guys on the field, without the staff making the right calls, putting us in the right situations, you know, I can't start the way I started. Ted can't start the way he started. Antonio Pittman can't run the way he runs. It's all a collaborative effort.
Coach, Troy Smith looked like a classic drop-back passer today with very little running. Was that because of all the protection, or are you making a conscious effort to keep him from getting out of the pocket and running more often?
Well, the one time I called a run where he had a chance to run, he looked like me running out there. So we're going to have to get back and get a little bit better at that maybe. But, you know, our design today was based upon what defense that Northern brings and the things that, you know, we thought we need to get good at. And you know, we didn't think that the way they deploy that some of our design quarterback runs, you know, were the best things. And, you know, they'll always be part of our plan. I don't even know if we called a quick option pitch or anything today. Just it wasn't part of you know, what we were going to go in there and do. And you know, I don't know what a classic drop back passer is, but I think Troy Smith can make all the different throws. And you know, when you can make all the different throws, now it's you got guys that can protect them, and you got guys that can run the routes, because he'll make every different throw, and he'll hurt you with his feet too. It just we didn't have any step ups or anything that, you know, we typically do in a ball game, but we'll have plenty of those as the season goes.
Jason.
Troy, if you see Ted has single coverage on the outside, do you automatically almost assume that he's going to get open, and do you almost want to wait a half second longer just to see if he will shake loose like when you hit him on a couple of those deep ones?
Sometimes, if it's all, within the route that we call, if it's all within the play that we call, protection is there, you have to give the receiver enough time to get open. Any receiver, not just Ted. You give Anthony Gonzalez a little bit of time, he'll get open. Brian Robisky, and on down the line. So to answer your question, sometimes I do, and, when it's in the thick of the play.
Tim May.
Jim, you and David, the Larry Grant interception is 21-0.
there he
They
is.
come right back down the field. I'm over here hiding.
Okay.
And they come right back down the field, and then Larry Grant, Brandon Mitchell forces the bad pass. Larry Grant, how big a play was that, the way this thing swung?
I'm sure emotionally that was a huge play for their offense because, they had finally, got it going a little bit and made some plays. I think it was shortly after that screen that went down maybe or one of those. But and then for us to come up with that big turnover, and I'm sure some of the guys are going to be on Larry for, running out of gas there a little bit. I'm not sure who caught him, but I thought it was the left tackle. But that was a heck of a play, and I think that really gave our defense a rise up that, hey, we got guys that are going to step up and make plays, and as David said, guys that when we're in adverse situations, they're going to rise up, and I'm sure on their end of things, it was disappointing to all of a sudden give us the football back, across midfield.
Doug.
Troy, you had talked a lot about all the studying and everything you did in the summer and the preseason. Could you feel that today? Could you feel their defense maybe unfolding as you expected, and that what you saw on film is what happened in the game and you could take advantage of that?
Yeah, the film study definitely paid off, but there was still certain points in the game where, I had certain reads and, didn't make the throw. So, film study is something that's got to be mandatory. It's a necessity, and I will continue to do it.
Teddy.
Hey, Coach. With all due respect to Northern, given your opponent next week, were you hoping not to have to dive too deep into the playbook today?
Oh, I don't know, because usually your playbook has got a little bit of everything according to what kind of defense people play. And, I haven't watched any Texas film. Can't remember all the way back to last September. We've had so many games in between. But the design of what we did today was based upon the design of what Northern Illinois does and what we practice and what we've worked on through the spring and the preseason against our defense and the things that we thought would do well against good defenses and so forth. So, no, there wasn't really a playbook issue.
Coach, how does the threat of Ted on the outside and Troy at quarterback open things up for maybe Antonio Pittman's running, Brian Robisky, or tight ends making plays?
Well, I think that's the whole thing, is that if you can have playmakers at every position and have an offensive line that can protect the passer and knock people off the ball with run blocking, you got a chance to have a good offense. And, I think seeing some of those young guys come through, you saw Brian Hartline make a catch in his first play as a Buckeye, and I think Brian Robisky had a couple catches, and Ray Small had a couple catches, and then the veterans came through also with Gonzo and Teddy, and veteran tailback came through, and Antonio. The young tailbacks got to play a little bit in Beanie and Mo, and so, I'd like to think we can, be explosive. Rory Nickel, I think, caught a ball or two. So we want to be good across the board, and we took a step. Now, the next step is higher. We understand that, but I thought we took a step.
Ken Gordon.
I just want to ask if the running back rotation was about what you'd hoped it'd be in terms of the carries being split, and also if you learned anything about your kickers today, or was it a fair assessment of that with the long tries?
Well, Antonio had 19 carries and Chris 10 and Mo 5. I'll be interested to see if the game was shorter, like some people are saying. I don't know how many total plays. Let's see. Total plays 63 and 63, 126 plays. The average game in the NCAA